Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, baby, I believe the children are our future. Teach y'all, fuck it.
That boy's good. That man chuckling in the background is the last standing Samoan, and up until yesterday, I didn't realize I was saying his last name wrong. He's our favorite Samoan, Nick Utam.
Dion, don't fall asleep.
I know. I was just so tired, so tired.
Yeah, I'm tired of Star Wars, too.
Yeah.
And finally, the newest bullshitter, Kendo Slice.
So the other day I was riding home on the subway, and this really hot Thai chick sat down next to me. And the whole time I was thinking, don't get a boner, don't get a boner, don't get a boner. But she did.
Are you sure that happened to you, or are you rereading Joel's memoirs? Because that sounds like something that's happened to Joel multiple times.
I think Joel's memoirs would be more like, oh, God, I hope she gets a boner.
Were you reading Dustin McNeese's dream book?
No, I don't suck dicks.
Dear diary, can I just get just one Asian man on the train to get a boner for me?
His cock manifesto.
Oh, man.
So this week has been pretty light in terms of pop culture news, so we're going to pick up, what we can and give you a pretty good damn show. But first, before we get into that, let me give a very special shout out to the listener of the week, Swan Bylander. Last week's episode was released on Swan's birthday, so a happy belated birthday to you. If you're a fan of World Class Bullshitters and you would like a very special birthday shout out, all you got to do is email us at worldclassbs@mail.com. The best mail.
.com.
Because that is the only way I can guarantee I'll see your message. So if it's in the comments, honestly, we get hundreds of comments each week, and it's kind of hard to read through all of them. So if you would like your shout out, just email it, and we'll read it. Real quick, let's talk about Patreon. So there are dozens and dozens of you over on Patreon, and I'd like to thank you guys. But before I thank all of you, like we do on the first episode of each month, I'd like to tell you what we just added to Patreon for our big patrons. So, if you're a patron at the level of $5 and up, you now have access to the the Rogue One, a Star Wars story commentary. Star Wars story. There we go. I got it right that time. But you guys can go over there and listen to that. It was an experience. I never realized how much I disliked that film until last night.
Yeah, it was a little weird,
Yeah, it was. It wasn't fun because if you would have talked to me a couple of weeks ago, like, yeah, man, Rogue One was good. Episode 7 sucks. Now I'm like, Episode 7 sucks. Rogue One sucks less. That's the best compliment I can give it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, we all lost last night. We did.
We did.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know what? We gave it our best. We gave you insight. We didn't slack off. We suffered. I think that was harder to get through than, not Suicide Squad. Almost as hard. Almost. At least Shitbusters was so bad it was, fun to laugh
at. Yeah, it was easier to insult that.
Yeah. Force Awakens, I was so drunk, that 2 hours just went by like that. I had no clue what was going on.
Well, there was that, plus we had plenty of time to, bitch, complain, and talk about what was bad with the movie. It helped make it go quicker. Yeah. Until somebody said, oh, there's still, an hour left, and it's like, fuck! We've been doing this for, 6 days.
Last night when we were talking about Rogue One, and you're like, oh, yeah, there's only an hour and 20 minutes left, I was like, Jesus Christ. Can we get... I know no Star Wars movie's been under 2 hours, but can we get just a 2-hour on-the-dot Star Wars movie? Because the last 20 minutes of those movies are just really hard to sit through.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
The Han Solo movie.
Shut the fuck up.
hey, I'm still waiting for the fucking Yoda movie. That's gonna be awesome. Come on, man.
Yeah, calm down. Don't say her name 3 times in the mirror.
Yoda. I want a Greedo movie.
Back to fucking house that I am.
No.
There will come a day when every Star Wars character has their own film, and we'll be dead by then, because they're going to milk this shit forever.
The Young Padme Chronicles.
Oh my god.
I'm a queen, bitch!
So the movie takes place 5 days before Episode 1? That'll be interesting.
No, Quint's ever in high school where she's like just a whore and she has to get put on like Naboo because she's just fucking everybody. Can we just have that? Like she's fucking the whole football team and everything.
The Gungans do not have genitals. She's safe on that planet. Just something weird like that.
Exactly. Just something like that. Just like that's all I want. That's all I want.
Well, speaking of what I want, I want to thank all of our patrons real quick. So, starting at our $25 level, we have Anakin Skywalker and Justin Beck. And then at the $15 level, we have Moff Weiskeller, who I believe is a new patron. If I didn't say... I mentioned you last week, so thank you. Also, very special shout-out to Eric Ward. Let me check my calendar, because I may he joined on the 30th. That was last Saturday. So, thank you, Moff Weiskeller, for joining us at the $15 level month patron. Sorry, just the dates are going by really quick. This has been a weird week. Listeners, if you've noticed we haven't put out as much content, it's because I had to move some shit every day. So next week we'll be back to normal. Plus I'll be out of town this weekend, so I need that. Anyway, special thanks to Ethan DeLoach, Back68, Brian Lape, Kaylin Webb, ROI of Redacted, Jonathan Showalter, Murat Yilmaz, Alexander Kalyanak, Clive Finch, Ian Marshall Manning, Danny, Mike Harris, John Doe, Nicholas Short, Ray Robinson Cupina, Nick, Crescent Wing, Joseph Ruffley, Brad Wilcox, Jack Ainsworth, a Raving Looney, Tyler Gurney, Elliot Purcell, Tina Bennett, AJ Davidson, Joel Walker, Alex Cho, Urban Sniper, Nick Sergey, Ben Bassett, Weetall 44, Anthony Combs, Kern DeGale, E., Nathan Housley, Lenny Shax, Stephen Farmer, Jack Wren, Joshua James, Gigi Garcia, Jonathan Comets, Shumley Heidelberg, Reichard Falk, Todd Smith, Bob Smithy, Ian Pierce, Don, King William, Zach Puckett, Stephen Craighead, and a special honorable mention to Kendo Slice.
Howdy.
Yeah, thanks to all of our patrons. We do this at the beginning of each month. Coming up, we're just going to put out a special thank you video on Patreon for you guys, so... because the list keeps growing. So once we have like 100 subscribers, I'm not going to be able to read 100 names. I mean, I could, but no one else would subscribe to this channel because it'd be like, all right, we have 20 minutes of thank yous. So thank you, though.
Shout out the newest ones.
Yeah. Well, thanks to everyone, and let's talk about this week's show. So it's time for the news because next week it's irrelevant, and we got some good news and some bad news. So let's talk about the worst news. Nick, you sent this to me earlier today. It really pissed me off. It affects everyone on this podcast as well as probably most people that even listen to this show.
It affects everybody in this country, and that's about it, which really pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because Netflix is worldwide now, and they feel the need to fuck their American viewers more than anything because they're raising the price on our Netflix small subscription from $9.99 to $10.99.
Well, here, let me tell the listeners why. So this comes from the Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah, go ahead.
The price of the most popular plan is going up by 10% to cover rising content costs starting in November.
Huh.
Netflix is raising its subscription prices again. The cost of the video streaming giant and TV Game Changers' most popular U.S. plan is going up by $1. It was announced Thursday. The aim is to cover sky-high content costs as the search heats up for the next Orange is the New Black or House of Cards for Netflix to go up against Amazon's Transparent and Hulu's Emmy-winning Handmaid's Tale. There's your problem right there. Yeah. There's your goddamn problem. Oh, we're searching for the next big thing. You're not gonna price me out, but you're gonna just price me out on principle. Like, I pay for the highest plan because I share it with people, but I just it's not worth the money anymore. I don't even use my Netflix subscription.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the lowest plan, but I have the $9.99 one, and the lowest one apparently is like $8, but it doesn't have HD. Like, how shitty is that?
Yeah, it's like SD one television.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like, why would I want that? Like that's like why is it even an option?
Because there's one dude out there that lives on his own out on a ranch somewhere in Montana with like the worst fucking satellite internet, and he's like, well, my tube TV's good enough, and he just wants to watch Orange is the New Black or something. So it's for that one guy.
I doubt he's watching that.
Bunch of chicks in a fucking jail. I can fap to this shit.
Yeah, that's why he's watching.
Let's watch these dykes go down on each other.
So was hot, so yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and I think I think at the end of the article it says something like $6 billion are going to be spent next year on content, which is hey, can we get $1 billion and we'll give you 10 shows that'll last 10 seasons? I swear to God.
Oh wait, it does affect me. Another plan that streams ultra high definition or 4K video will rise 17% to $13.99 from $11.99. What the fuck?
There you go.
Yep.
I'm getting hosed for 17%. Dan, you listen to the podcast. I'm going to give you my Hulu login, and I'm getting rid of Netflix, so you can have access to Hulu, but this shit's about to end. Fuck you, Netflix. It's not even worth keeping anymore. I don't use it, because it's shit. It's like, hey, Jeff, watch these shows. I don't want to watch 90% of the teeny drama bullshit you guys put on there.
Yeah, I mean, I get more use out of stealing Stars Go than like anything else because they have a really good back catalog and they always keep it up there for like 3 to 4 months at a time, if not longer.
I use Hulu and Amazon way more than I use Netflix. Netflix, I just started subscribing because of Dion back in the day when I lived with them. It was like, hey, we have Netflix. So I'd go out in the living room and we watched it on the fucking Wii. Talk about standard definition Netflix. We watched it on the Wii.
Fucking
This was
caveman puzzling around a goddamn fire.
This was 2011. This wasn't like a long time ago. I had a flat screen.
Dude, I remember Netflix before it fucking started streaming when it would take 3 days to get the DVDs to you. I remember that shit.
Aren't there warehouses like secret or something? Like they don't want anyone to know where they are?
Yeah. Well, because there's like giant amounts of DVDs there and Blu-rays and stuff like that. That's the thing. Like, if you could get all those and sell them on eBay or whatever, then that'd be really bad.
Who wants to get Star Wars for $1? Because I'm selling it for $1.
I just canceled my Netflix just now.
Are you serious?
That's right. I'm taking a stand.
Oh shit, son! Oh my god, that's amazing.
Those people can suck a dick. I ain't giving them an extra $2.
Well, I loved how after they announced they're going to spend $6 billion, they were like. That other story came out a couple days ago where it's Netflix is planning on producing movies that have been in production hell for years. And it's like, hey, I know we're going to fuck you through the ass with the price, but hey, we're going to try to bring you some of those other movies. We're buying up those rights too, guys. It's like, why didn't you do that from the fucking beginning?
Or why don't you stick with the business plan of, hey, there's a bunch of movies you can watch instead of decreasing your librry?
Yeah,
right.
Again, instead of fucking up your back catalog. It's like, hey, we're going to make content. We'll make content and keep that shit there. There's enough service for everybody.
Exactly.
Come on.
Well, they want to try to win an award because if you notice, this article talks about Transparent and Handmaid's Tale. And Transparent's cool and hip because it talks about Jeffrey Tambor becoming a woman and his daughter is bisexual and it's all these like hip, cool things. It's like, whatever. And then Handmaid's Tale, a woman, whatever. It's like, that's cool. Like, Handmaid's Tale sounds kind of interesting, but Transparent's just garbage. And it's like, because it's a cool, hip thing, people talk about it. Well, Netflix, you're the biggest company. Don't try to follow up on the trends. Just do what you do because people seem to like you. Your average consumer isn't going to jump to like, oh man, they got the trendiest show in the world right now. No one gives a fuck if you have like, socially conscious content. That's not why people subscribe to you. People subscribe to you for the convenience. People like my aunts and uncles that subscribe to Netflix have it because it's easy, it's built into their TV now, and they can go watch shit they like and TV shows they've heard of or missed out on broadcast television. They're not fucking searching for House of Cards. I'm sure House of Cards makes them money, but I bet that their original content, maybe it's like 30 to 40% of what people subscribe for at this point. It's like, well, Netflix is just so convenient.
Yeah, but when their back catalog's gone from 15,000 to 5,000 over the past 5 years, that tells you something. And they're not doing their job anymore. I mean, like every time I turn it on, there's their own shit coming up. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but like I want to watch old stuff. Or even right now in October, I want to watch horror movies, and like they have a few on there, but not a lot. None that I really want to watch. So, it's not as fun.
Dude, you're preaching to the choir with this shit. It's like, we've been talking about this for many, many episodes now. I'm not trying to repeat the content, but this is relevant. This is the biggest story right now. We've talked about this almost every week for the last 2 months. It's like, oh, Netflix and their stupid decisions. This one's going to probably bite them on the ass. I mean, most people won't notice a $2 hike or a $1 hike or a $3 hike, but still, it's like, it's the principle of it.
I noticed.
Yeah, and I mean, people at the higher levels or whatever, they're really gonna notice it because it's a $3 hike up there, and I mean that's for what? Just because they feel like they are owed it because they're spending so much money on content. Like, no, I mean, there's no reason to do that. There's no fucking reason to do that. You can spend less on content, be more creative with your content. There are creative ways of shooting, creative ways of producing, creative ways of writing. Like, quit throwing, like, money's not gonna fix your problem. That's the thing.
Hey, Netflix, why don't you offer a subscription plan that doesn't include your original content and slash the price on that one?
Ooh.
And I'll join. I don't want to watch anything. I can live without, like, I can go online and find The Punisher and Daredevil and shit. Those two shows that I really want to watch. Other than that, I don't give a fuck about
like
the
an
original
a la carte
content.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give me access to Police Academy.
Yeah, if they did that, then you're talking about probably that would be what, $5 or $6.99 then.
Yeah.
That would be worth it then. That's a deal.
It's just dumb, like you said. When you turn it on, it's all their shit. It's like recommended, suggested. It's like the funny thing is, for as smart as their algorithms are, like, they can't figure out that me personally, I don't want to watch their shit because I see their little logo and I realize it's going to be shit. Like, I'm not interested.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be shit. Like, rarely is it good or even just like meh. I
mean, their Marvel stuff is great. Well, not great, but their Marvel stuff is really good because it's like Marvel and I like that stuff already. So I'm already kind of locked in, but
that's disappearing in a couple of years.
Yeah, that's going to be going over to Disney, which I'm not going to subscribe to. It'd be really funny if streaming services died out because these companies just got too greedy and people were like, yeah, the convenience and price isn't worth it anymore.
Then cable companies would come back then, and they'd want that stuff over again. They want the channels and the package and all that shit again. So that's all it is.
Yeah, that would be hilarious if that's what happened with entertainment. It's come full circle.
That would be funny as shit.
There's this new thing called cable television, guy. Holy shit! I can watch TVs on my TV? What the fuck?
Dude, if that happens, I want it to be like the old style satellites, those big fucking massive fuck clobbering dishes.
Oh my
that, like,
God.
whenever you were changing, you could actually hear outside your house, like, shifting.
Yeah.
Bring that shit back.
Dude, we used to have one in my house.
So you want a side of cancer with your cable?
Yeah. My friend down the street had one of those. I would change stations just to watch the fucking dish move.
Yeah, dude,
that's so cool.
It was so weird. The motor was like embedded in the ground with like a chain system and everything.
Yeah,
it was fucking crazy. And
awesome.
And the receiver was like this giant, like 3-liter, like soda can looking thing on the top of it. It was insane. It was just insane.
I loved it.
I always just knew that people out in the country had those.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what we had at my place. And I think a tree like fucked it up, and then they started having the smaller dishes that were like, the normal ones we see now. And then they're like, oh, okay, you get the exact same stuff with this one. That's fine.
We still have a DirecTV dish attached to my house. Or no, wait, maybe they tore it down when we got a new roof. But for like 10 years after we didn't have the service, we've had this satellite, and it used to go out when it rained. I hated DirecTV.
Yeah, and like that was the new thing.
Oh, it still does. It still does.
That was a new thing like 30 years ago. It's like satellite TV, and it's like, yeah, but like weather and solar storms and shit, like we're fucked. So why did you invent this technology again?
Dion, I'll never forget when we came back from California to WrestleMania, and we wanted to watch something, and like I think Hillary forgot to renew, and all your DVR shit wasn't DVR, and you flipped out.
Oh, I was so pissed. I was like, hey, make sure you pay the. I remember I specifically said to her to do it. And it didn't record. What did it not record?
I think it was wrestling we wanted to watch.
It was something weird, yeah. But that was fun.
In the future, we'll have cable, and when you get your cable package, you'll be able to stream all the channels from your phone. That'll be the future.
Well, the thing is that like,
cable's gonna be dead though, because they got caught trying to make a fucking monopoly, and then Comcast is too goddamn stupid to work anything, and then they came out with Xfinity just to confuse people and make them forget that Comcast sucked dick, and then all the packages like, oh, you want this one channel? Well, you got to get 50 channels for fucking 4 times the price. They're too stupid to figure their own shit out.
Well, yeah, and then like I know that like, Comcast now has like phone internet or something. I forget. Like I've seen the commercial a couple times. I don't understand what it is. Like it's just like specifically for your phone, or like I don't even know what the hell it is. It's so weird.
Yeah, they refuse to not bundle anything now. So like that's why companies that only do internet are doing so much better now, because cable's like, if you want internet, you got to pay for cable, and everyone's like, fuck to the no, I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it is here. Or I've got my internet. I have to have a phone line. So like I have like an old school phone line, landline, that I've not attached a phone to or made a phone call from in 2 years, because I'm like, why do I need a fucking phone line? They're like, well, you have to have it to have the internet service. Okay, so I got to pay like an extra $40 a month just for the privilege of not using a phone.
My internet bill's like $79, but if I go to the other competitor, if I go through the phone company, I get like internet that's apparently like 10 times faster and cable for the exact same price. So I guess I should do that. I don't really want cable though.
Yeah, but if
cable's obsolete at this point.
Yeah, but if it was for the same price, why not? You know,
that's true.
Yeah, and if your internet's faster, if your internet's faster and you get cable, like why the fuck not?
Yeah. Why haven't you done that yet? Do that right now. Right now. Set up and install.
Because I've been busy getting this house together for furniture, and the last thing I need to think about is shit.
Well, get it ready for cable.
Yeah. Fuck. This channel won't grow if I'm worried about getting cable in the house, so.
It might not. You don't know that. We could get a whole bunch of new subscribers that are just like big time cable junkies. They're like, I can relate to these fucking guys.
Jeff uses cable. I gotta listen to this motherfucker.
Well, technically, I have cable internet. Like that's who my cable company, Time Warner. This is like the telecommunications episode. We won't talk about anything else besides telecommunications. So, guys, have you heard of this new thing called cell phones? Oh man, like that's the future. Carry a battery pack.
Oh fuck.
Those big old brick ass Zach Morris cell phones.
Those were cool. Until you got a brain tumor.
You can make a phone call or bludgeon someone.
No.
That's why. That's why those drug dealers use them, so they can make a phone call and then bludgeon somebody.
What Netflix should do is maybe throw $5 million our way, and we'll give them a good TV show.
That's what I'm saying. Like, give us $1 billion, and we'll give you 10 TV shows that are going to go on for 10 seasons, guaranteed.
Can I get a show called The Booby Hour with Jeff Hicks, where it's just me in like a fucking smoking jacket and a chair, and it's just like I talk about a nice pair of boobs that appear in front of us?
Yes.
I feel like every teenager in America would watch that show.
So you're basically Hugh Hefner, but taller.
Hey, he's dead. Somebody's got to replace him, so why not?
That's true. That's true. That's very true.
He's not the hef we deserve, but he's the hef we need right now.
He's the Jeff.
I'd watch it.
Of course, you'd watch it for the tits, but whatever. I won't take it personally. Shit, I'll watch the show for the tits.
Feel like
I was in studio
I'm not
with them. I don't
this.
care.
I just want to see the titties. I don't really care about seeing you. I talk to you enough.
There would be a special redacted version where my face is just one of those like censored things, and it's just beep, and all you see are the boobs jiggling up and down. Everyone would watch that show.
That's what we need. We need the man show back, like girls on trampolines. Exactly.
Oh God. Well, I mean, we'll replace Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla at this point.
That'll never happen in this day and age.
Well, it could, because people are getting fed up with this PC culture and entertainment. So somebody like us will just make it, and people will watch it. And where there's money, companies will come up. They don't give a shit about political correctness or agendas. It's all about money. So if boobies produce money, goddamn right, boobies are going to be on TV.
We'll just steal their whole format and call it just the Dude Show.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's the exact same show. We're just calling it something different.
It's the Dude Show. We'll even steal their theme song.
Yeah.
We'll get the Dude Show boy. It'll be D2. So y'all get your kid to go on the street and ask women like lewd questions. We'll get Devin to do it because he's a little older.
Right.
I'll be like, hey Devin, if you go ask this girl these 3 questions, I'll buy you a popsicle and a Sonic the Hedgehog game.
I'll throw in a Twix bar for me if you ask her if the drapes match the curtains. Or carpet. Whatever. You know what I mean.
Carpet matches the drapes?
Yeah. I'll throw a Twix bar in.
Do the shingles match the door?
Drapes. That was so funny. I was kind of hoping that you wouldn't realize it, so I could be like, "Yeah, do the drapes match the curtains there, Kendo?" God damn it! Does the drapes match the? Oh shit!
Bitch, do you say your best?
Does the
All right, we're
AstroTurf
filming the rest of this episode
does the
from a
AstroTurf
submarine.
That's match the backyard.
Oh! What? You made it weirder than me. Congratulations, you win.
Yay!
So let's talk about
That's the carpet.
Yeah. Who shot the couch? So let's talk about the news story that was originally going to be this week's title image because it's retarded. Avatar 2. Have you guys seen the image from Avatar 2?
Yeah, it
No.
looks retarded.
Okay, Dion, I'm going to send it your way via Skype. It makes me worry about this movie. Well, okay, I wasn't going to say
Well,
that.
yeah, let's be honest with that.
We weren't going to watch it anyway.
That's true. Yeah, I won't. It took Joel. Listen, Joel, I know you listen to the show. Fuck you for making me watch Avatar on New Year's Eve 2012 instead of watching Dion fall out a fucking window.
Unbelievable.
You fucked up, old man. You fucked up.
See what you did to our friendship? You stunted our friendship by a whole calendar year, you son of a bitch. Fuck you, Joel.
Greedy prick.
He's probably sitting there laughing right now. He likes when we say his name on air, so Joel Hastings.
Joel.
Well, my web browser froze, so I'll just describe you. Well, it's still frozen. Fuck, I need a new computer. That's what the Patreon money is going to, fans. For those who support this channel, brand new computer on Black Friday. So thanks for sticking with us.
Let's see. I think I can.
You send it. While you send it, I'll talk about it for a second. So
There we go.
Avatar 2's got like 45 sequels coming.
Oh,
So-
what the fuck?
So they cast kids. Kids are the fucking lead.
What the fucking? That's so stupid. And it's got this little mohawk. James Cameron's Avatar 2, and the kid looks like he's masturbating himself off in this little basket.
Oh shit! You're right. You're right.
Wait, basket? What picture are you looking at?
Apparently, it's Avatar 2, the Ten Commandments version.
Good.
Oh, that's not what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is the cast of Avatar 2.
Oh, like that. Okay. Oh,
It
well.
looks like Nickelodeon.
Oh, what? Is anyone from the movie in it?
No, I don't know. I mean, Sigourney Weaver has to be in it.
Are they seriously all fucking kids? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
That's an official image released.
Wait, hold on. Dude with his elbows on his knees looks like he's growing a fucking some peach fuzz up there in his upper lip, man. He's not a teen. He's not a kid. All right, let's be honest.
Maybe he's
like
the
an
gang
asshole.
leader.
He's the gang leader. He's about to drive. He's about
The
to take his
chick in the
practice
middle
test.
is she's so uncomfortable on camera. She's smiling like they have a fucking shotgun pointed at her mom's head.
They might. You don't know her life.
Look at the kid all the way to the left in his fucking present pose. Trying to look tough as shit.
I know, with fucking skinny jeans on.
With skinny jeans on and then fucking like Velcro shoes. Like he's like, yeah, boy.
You are not. You don't look cool. You don't fucking seem cool. You look like you're like, hey, your dick looks awesome in them shorts. That's what he looks like he's thinking.
He's like, I'm from D Block, yo. It's like, no, don't fucking even.
Jeez,
You probably have like one pube on your balls right now. Like, calm the fuck down.
Jesus.
So what? I'll kick your ass, bro. Fuck you. The kid behind him looks like he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
He looks like he belongs on the set of Independence Day 1. You know, one of Randy Quaid's
He's like,
kids.
the only time my mom loves me is when I do movies. I love you, Mom.
And
Maybe
then,
I'll get a hug after Avatar 4.
and then she snorts all my money. I have no money for shoes.
The kid in the blue shirt looks like he belongs in the year 2000, and he also looks like he belongs in The Walking Dead.
I just love how his arms awkwardly bent. Like, I used to have polio. I used to.
Coral.
These kids were all kidnapped from their family. The little girl in the front's like, I don't care. I hate my family. She's like, that's a genuine
He's
smile.
like, no. That's because she's from North Korea, dude. That's why.
Her uncle can't find her anymore.
She's like 14 days in a film set. Shit, you should have been in North Korea, man. It's tough as shit there. This is a cakewalk.
James Cameron's better than Kim Jong-un. Marginally. Have you heard how, like, he's still talking shit about Wonder Woman and now Linda Carter's calling him out?
Yeah, I saw it. That made me. I loved it. I loved it. Fuck you, James Cameron.
God, he's so pretentious. Like, I know you're not listening, James Cameron, but if you ever hear this message, you're not as good as you think you are.
Oh, he's
Like,
gonna
the
find
best-
that out with Avatar, man. These movies. Ooh, I can't wait.
Well,
Like, James, the first Terminator and the second one are awesome. The second Aliens is good, but it's a sequel to Alien, which you had nothing to do with.
Right.
I've never seen The Abyss, so I can't comment on it.
Abyss is a great movie. It is a great movie.
True Lies is okay. Like, it's fine. I don't like it, but I don't hate it. It's just,
True Lies is a
Leon,
little better than okay.
if it's on, we can watch it, and I'll drink like 12 beers. I won't remember.
Wow.
Damn.
Show me on the box where True Lies hurt you.
And the thing is, like, every time I've seen it, I've only seen the beginning part where Arnold Schwarzenegger's on the horse. Like, I got to that part of the movie.
That's,
Either I had
no.
to leave or
That's not that. That's a little bit further. That's a little bit further than the beginning.
Like, that's like the halfway mark, right?
No, it's right, almost right at the end of the first act. I want to say the beginning is him in like a fucking dry suit.
Yeah, and he's like at a fucking party, and he looks like James Bond.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah.
Like, I've only seen up to the horse part, and I guess if the part where he's in the car with Dennis Quaid, no, that's not Dennis Quaid, that's Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton, man.
Yeah, Bill Paxton. Yeah.
Dennis
Instead, I'm
Quaid.
trying to block him out of my mind. Dude, Dennis Quaid and Bill Paxton, when they were both living and young, looked very similar.
No, I don't think so. I think you're just being racist. You're just like, all white dudes look alike.
Well, when I tell you that Randy Quaid and Bill Paxton look similar, then I'm crazy and racist. But until then, you're the asshole.
Randy Quaid.
Well, okay, you know what? Fuck Avatar 2. Let's talk about something equally dumb. Actually, something dumber. So, last week we talked about The Nice Guys and how it was getting a gender-swapped TV series on, I'm going to guess, Fox. Because they put dumb shit on Fox.
I'm guessing TNT because they have nothing to watch at all.
Drama starts here, or whatever the fucking old slogan was.
Oh, God.
The Lifetime channel is where it's going.
Oh, jeez. Nobody wants drama anymore. There's too much drama going on. Like, become what TBS was like in the early 90s. Become that.
The Turner Broadcast Station. So
bring back Joe Bob Briggs and shit. Do that.
Ooh, hire Nick Utam to do that.
Oh, Jesus.
I just want to be your sidekick on those. Like, I'm going to hold title cards and walk out of frame.
That'd be hilarious.
So I have a list, courtesy of IGN, about 10 or so gender-swapped franchises that are coming in the near future. So we all are aware of the Ocean's 8 movie, which comes out June 8th, which none of us are going to go see.
It's actually still happening. It's still a thing.
And there's pictures of it. So the only reason I think Dion will be the most likely to go because Hillary might want to see it, but that's about it. Okay, so they have dirty.
Won't want to.
Okay, well, don't give in, man.
Twice.
So they have Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, which is a remake of the 1988 Frank Oz directed comedy. Have you guys seen this?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. I loved it so much. Michael Caine's butler is the Emperor from Star Wars. So, Dion, you should definitely watch it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be remade with Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson.
Oh,
That's weird.
Damn, what the fuck?
That's a weird combination.
The Nice Guys, we talked about that last week. Kung Fu
legend.
with David Carradine is going to be remade as a... Wait. Sorry, let me just read this whole thing. The Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, Greg Berlanti is executive producing a sequel to the 70s David Carradine cult show Kung Fu, with the pilot being written by Arrow executive producer Wendy Miracle. The new Kung Fu will center around a Buddhist monk named Lucy Chang who travels 1950s America in search of a man who stole her child. That sounds terrible.
Are women allowed to be Buddhist monks?
That's what I was going to wonder, like...
Yeah.
Sorry, people, you can't change history. If there are no female Buddhist monks in the if there's none now, that doesn't work. This show's going to be over before it starts.
She's looking for how did she become a Buddhist if someone stole her kid? Like, wouldn't her...
Yeah, exactly.
Would she not have a kid with her? What the fuck is going on?
This is like an exercise in stupidity.
I'm looking forward to the Buddhist monk protest.
Oh my god! Oh,
Like,
please!
All
please,
of Nepal just shuts down and protests the hell out of America.
Can we get two monks who protest with gasoline again, please?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they'll
Jesus.
find Greg Berlanti and Wendy Miracle.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, then.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
So here's one from a couple of weeks ago that I didn't talk about. The Greatest American Hero, which was a show from the 80s, which I don't like. It stars William Catt. He's basically that superhero in the red pajamas. Kendo, I know you've seen the show. At least know what the show is.
No.
I've never heard The Greatest American Hero. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. That theme song?
No.
Oh, damn.
I always see him at conventions. It's like Great American Hero. This guy's going to be here. It's like, okay.
You know what you should do next time you're at a convention and you see him? Look him in the eye and say, "You are a great Luke Skywalker." Not! And then walk away. Because I think he was like next in line after Mark Hamill.
Oh my god. It's like, holy shit, Luke Skywalker. Oh, gee.
Oh, wait, you're not Mark Hamill. Your mom was on Perry Mason.
Oh.
Here's one that's going to piss most people off. Oh, they're going to remake What About Bob?
Oh, come on.
What
With
Oh, God.
Leia Remini as Richard Dreyfuss's character, Dr. Leo Marvin. It's called What About Barb?
Fuck! I was actually going to say, are they going to call it What About Barbara or something? Oh, God. First of all, when I watched that movie as a kid, it was fine. When I watched it as an adult, it's terrifying.
I don't really like that movie that much.
I used to watch it so much as a kid. It's still fine now. I still like it.
The Fam. I mean, I like Bill Murray movies quite a bit, but that's just one. I find Richard Dreyfuss so unlikable in that movie. I know that's the point of his character, but there's a difference between being unlikable and wanting to see a character get their comeuppance and being unlikable and making me turn off the fucking movie. And What About Bob, The Slums of Beverly Hills, those are just movies that... Or maybe it's Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Those are movies where I hate the characters so... I think they're both Richard Dreyfuss movies. I just don't like Richard Dreyfuss. Fuck you, dude.
Dreyfuss.
Yeah, take it personally. I saw Poseidon the other day. That movie was garbage. That was so bad I thought it was a Sony movie. Then I looked it up and it was produced by Warner Brothers, so...
The beginning of the downfall.
Is that the remake of the Poseidon Adventure?
Yeah, where you had Gene Hackman in the original, and then this one you had Richard Dreyfuss and the guy from Burn Notice that's not the lead guy.
Yeah, I didn't watch it because the original was good enough. I'm like, I don't need to see a remake.
Original, like 70s disaster movies are in a whole league of their own.
Modern
disaster movies are garbage.
Modern disaster movies are just a futile attempt at like, it's just like some producers is like, we're gonna use every CG fucking computer and person we have to make this. It's just them constantly jerking off.
Geostorm is what they are. They're Geostorm.
They're just.
Is it you guys or is it Phil that's excited to see Geostorm?
I'm okay. I'm
Not me.
Okay, I'm excited to see it in an ironic way because it's going to be a shit show and I've read about it. Like, it's fucking bad. Like,
wasn't it? It's like, what? Isn't it like 4 years old, Nick? Like, the movie was made forever ago, and they're like, it's been held because everyone knows how shitty it is.
Yeah, basically, let's see here. Principal photography began in 2014 in New Orleans. After poor test screenings, reshoots took place in summer 2016 under executive producer Jerry Bruckheimer.
Comes out in 2 weeks.
And writer-director. The film is the first co-production between Skydance Media and Warner Brothers Pictures. The film will be released in the United States on October 20, 2017. So, yeah. So it was slated to be released probably 2016, but it's been 3 years. So, like, that's why I want to watch it because it's going to be a shit show. Like, that's why I really want to watch it.
Yeah. After poor test screenings, reshoots took place in December 2016.
I get to celebrate my birthday with Geostorm this year.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I ain't watching that. I'll never.
Okay, I'll take the bullet and watch that one, and I'll report back. Like I'm hoping it's gonna be like I'm gonna bring a flask. Like I'm preparing myself for this one.
I'll get Phil to drive me. I'll get blackout drunk and watch.
Do it.
Folks, we watch the shit that you don't, so that way you don't have to.
Yeah. Like, we're like the nostalgia critic, but funny.
Mm-hmm.
And not white.
Yeah. Well, Kendo.
Come on. I gotta exert my privilege somehow.
All right, fine. That'll be it then. It's fine.
So, real quick, there was Lord of the Flies, which is getting an all-female remake. The Rocketeer, which is really pissing me off.
Okay, here's the thing. Now, is it a female remake or is it like a female she's doing the pack now? Like they is it one of the is it like a legacy
It's
film?
called a reboot quill of Disney's The Rocketeer.
Okay, never mind then.
It says it's focusing on a young black female pilot who takes up the mantle of Rocketeer in an attempt to stop an ambitious and corrupt rocket scientist from stealing jetpack technology. That will not be a huge hit.
No.
That's probably gonna end up being a fucking TV movie. It sounds horrible.
Oh, it's Disney. They'll put it on their streaming service exclusively, and 9 people will join up just to fucking watch it.
And one of them will pirate it, so we can all watch it for free.
Mm-hmm. And shit on it.
Okay, here's a rough one for you, Dion. Roadhouse, starring Ronda Rousey.
That's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
They officially canceled that. It's not happening.
Oh, good. Well, this was published on IGN today, so...
Yeah, she's pretty much not doing it because after she got her ass whipped by Amanda Nunes, that shit kind of went away.
Yeah, people aren't going to believe her ability to beat people's asses anymore after she got knocked out in 30 seconds.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah,
twice. Oh, well, I mean, she was just... I mean, as far as I know, she was just like a face. Like, she didn't actually... was actually any good. She just kind of kept doing the publicity thing, and that was it.
Yeah. Plus she's like disappeared ever since she lost. So I'd be amazed if they keep rolling with that because she doesn't have the star power she has anymore. So
nope.
Okay, so there's supposed to be the all-female Expendables, but yeah, I ain't watching that. Then there's a sequel to Ghostbusters.
Oh God.
Is it animated or something?
It says, worth mentioning here, despite being a no-go, the sequel to Paul Feig's female reboot Ghostbusters, a follow-up that original Ghostbusters star and creator Dan Aykroyd said this past summer won't be happening. Why are these all posted? It says upcoming female-led TV movie reboots.
Because it's IGN.
Fuck IGN.
Yeah, they're stupid.
Apparently there's supposed to be a female-centric League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which doesn't make sense.
Seriously.
Why? Okay, so why is it called League of Extraordinary Gentlemen if it's women?
Because it's an IP that has a little bit of weight to it, and they're just going to plug in women, and that just doesn't work. Why is that a trend right now? None of these fucking take off. The only female movies that make a bunch of money are the original ones.
Right. Plus, even when you just gender swap movies that had females in them, like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, obviously one of the fucking characters, the biggest characters, was a woman. So why are you like, okay, we want more girls to watch this? Like if they already watched it, they watched it for the female character that was there. So you're gonna have just swap out the genders, all females, and then one dude just to swap them. Doesn't make
we're
any
living
sense.
in a world where these people are so self-assured, like, oh, we can do no wrong. This is what we need to do. This is our agenda and our mission. And then, it's going to be like the early 2000s where we had all that bad CGI in movies, and people don't go back and watch those movies because how stupid they look. We're basically going to be like from 2015 to 2020. It was this really weird, politically driven era of movies where no real hits came out that stuck with us. Movies made money. But then they started making less money, and the good shit started becoming few and far between, and then people just stopped going to the theaters because they put out shit.
They're trying to appease a segment of the population that's not even watching their movies anyway.
It sounds like what Marvel Comics is doing, and all their sales are in the fucking toilet. And one YouTuber is able to fuck with them so hard that they had to get Stan Lee to fucking put out a video to combat this guy. It's funny, his name's Diversity in Comics. He actually watches this channel because he gave us a shout out about 2 months ago. He's like, yeah, world-class bullshitters and their culture war comment made me give me a hallelujah moment. I'm like, oh, cool. I was making breakfast, and I was like, yeah, we got to mention. We get 500 subs in a week. I was like, fuck yeah, this is real. So thanks to you, Diversity in Comics guy. But Marvel's doing that, and people aren't like me. I wanted to be a comic book artist. I'm done with that shit because of this fucking direction they're trying to take. I don't want to live in a world where breast size is really an issue. It's like, well, there are big boobs and small boobs in real life, and if this character just happens to have them, tough shit. Oh, but the cosplayers are insecure. That's the cosplayer's fault. The dudes that are buying the books want to see the TNA, and if TNA sells 50,000 books a month as opposed to 5, you better believe that tits and ass will be in every comic book on every cover. Like, no dude has ever complained that Batman is in too good a shape ever. I've never met a guy that has gone, Batman's too fit.
No, he needs a fucking hairy gut and a beer holder in his fucking Batmobile, okay? That's real life.
Spider-Man is just too ripped. He should not have... Fuck you, dude. He's a superhero. He shouldn't be able to climb walls and do the shit he does. Batman should have been killed, 55 years ago for all the shit he's put his body through. But because, Power Girl has giant jugs. Oh, she's an alien from another dimension. We'll buy that. But her boobs are big, and she happens to show them off. That's the problem. Do people ever really sit and think about how stupid them being offended of shit is?
No.
It's too fucking bad. I don't care about your feelings.
Because
or how many times do they complain when fucking Chris Evans always gets a shot with his fucking shirt off? No. What? Don't get me wrong. I'm all for hey, let's have good characters on both sides. But when your message is your starting point, it comes off as contrived and disingenuous, and that's exactly what it fucking is.
Yeah, I don't complain that Thor in the second one has to walk across his room without a shirt on. It's I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. Right. It makes me want to go to the gym. Right. That's the only thought I have when I see Thor or these superheroes. I'm man, I really need to get my shit together. And so I do, and I feel better about myself. I don't go, oh man, I'm so insecure of The Rock, I can't watch Fast 5 or Fast whatever.
Right.
Because he's just too cut. Who gives a shit? Guys aren't wired like that.
No.
Well, and even so, it was we talked about it already. God, the trailer for fucking Ragnarok's on, and I have a fucking chubby. But it's
yeah, I know, I see it too.
But it's we obviously we talked about it with the when they they just wanted to make Iron Man randomly into a black chick. It's but they would never have done that for the movie. Why? Because they want people to watch it.
Yeah, because look, we just saw the Thor trailer. They made Valkyrie a black chick. Well, they have to. There's this push for the diversity. Well, they make a secondary. Actually, she's a tertiary character. Valkyrie is not that important in the realm of Marvel, so they'll make her black, or they'll do shit like that. But they could never pull that off in a movie because everyone is attached to that image of Iron Man. Like with James Bond, all these people that don't make James Bond movies say, "Oh, he should be black. He should be this. He should be that." But the people that make James Bond movies like money, and a black James Bond won't make money because that's not James Bond, and it would never be because always the best acting choice is because there was societal pressure.
Right. So, well, even you changed my whole view on that because we had that conversation 2 years ago when you came up, and it's just I was oh, that'd be cool. It's but that's not him. Then you have to explain it all fucking over again. We just had that. Then again, that's not what the character is not a fucking code name. It's a specific dude named James Bond.
Yeah, and in the books they go into excruciating detail of what he looks like multiple times, and he's white. Sorry, people. James Bond's white. I'm not. He's my favorite fictional character.
But even then, even then with the comics, all these comics were drawn the 40s and 50s, right?
Most Marvel stuff's the 60s.
But where everybody was predominantly white, the people who drew it and were in it and involved in it were predominantly white.
So white dudes.
Yeah, so
Jewish. Seriously, Stan Lee, Bob Kane, Jack Kirby, all the ones that created the great. Well, not Steve Ditko, but all those people that created the great characters were all Jewish. What's their faces? Seagal and Schuster, all Jewish people. No one cares. No one's oh, they're Jewish, blah, blah, blah. It's a problem. No one ever went and said, oh, there's too many Jews working in comic books. We got to break it up.
So then, if people are so hell-bent on diversity, then here's what the fuck you do. Make your own comic that's well-written, please. First of all, well-written. That's diverse. And then build it up. Make ride that fucking diversity wave. Ride that bullshit. Get on social media and pour that shit out and sell copies. And once you get to issue 559, then get a movie deal. And then that'll be your thing then, and you'll get diversity, into the world and into movies, into comics. But it'll be about 50 years too late. But go fuck yourself. Here's
a problem though with a lot of these diversity hires. And I mean, this could sound mean, but I don't care. A lot of these people have a chip on their shoulder. There's this guy, I think his name's Ta-Nehisi Coates. I don't know if he wrote this book, but I know he's got a problem because he always bitches about Captain America being white. Tough shit. But there's a book called Black Panther and the Crew that got canceled so early in its run, one of the earliest cancellations of a Marvel book in the modern era. And all he does is write about the evils of white people, and it's when your audience is predominantly white guys, as a business, that's just dumb.
Yeah, no,
that'd be if McDonald's called all their fucking heavy users that are their big customers fat slobs to their face, oh, you fat diabetic piece of shit, enjoy your fucking Big Mac, you hillbilly fuckface. They would stop eating there. Well, they go to Burger King, but they'd still eat shit, but they wouldn't go there. You would have a direct correlation of hey, you talk shit to your customer base, we lose money.
Phil would be so pissed.
Why can't they just fucking stop shitting on their fan base. Like, why is it so cool to shit on these people? Like, oh, you're racist if you don't like what we give you.
Because the thing is that I think the people who are screaming the loudest are the loudest, and that's the problem. They're the ones hitting them up on like 14 social media, types or whatever, and they're doing it constantly. They're getting through. And they're only seeing those things. They're only seeing those people constantly talk about it. And diversity is such a hot topic. It's always in the news. It's always in everything, and that's the problem. It's like it needs to die. It just needs to die.
It's becoming a problem because it's diversity for diversity's sake.
Right, exactly.
Somebody who like is a very small minority. Like there are more black people and white people, but a mix of black and white is even smaller than that. So like I don't like get upset when like something's black led or white led or whatever. I want good shit, but when I hear diversity, it's always attached to bad stuff. Hence, when I hear someone say, "Oh, we're going to make it more diverse," like J.J. Abrams' speech about, "I was at the Emmys and everyone was so white. We got to make it, Star Wars more black and diverse." Like, you don't. Like, people of every color liked Star Wars. Dion and I loved that shit as kids. Not once did we look at ourselves in the mirror and go, "How come Han Solo doesn't look like us?" Because people weren't fucking stupid like that 20 years ago.
Because the story was so good, you look past that. The story was so amazing, and it stuck with you for fucking ever. That was not even a fucking factor. That's why.
But then again, it's like in going back to the diversity for diversity's sake thing. Especially in movies and comics, when you make a character and the guy that tried out for the character just happens to be really fucking good, and it's like, oh yeah, it was just a black dude. People respond way better to that shit. Like, so we need comic books to be more diverse. Fucking when Luke Cage came out, and obviously it started out really weird because these dudes, they had him talking jive and shit. But as the fucking comic went on and he did Heroes for Hire, people fucking loved him. Black Panther, the same goddamn thing. The fucking, especially with J.J. Abrams, what pisses me off. I went to the Oscars and it was so white, but you had no problem having one of your actors do a random fucking underwear scene in Star Trek. So the race thing upsets you, but at the same time, you had the English chick randomly be in.
But why is that? But why is that a problem that she's in her underwear?
Because it's just
it's not a problem. You're a guy and you enjoyed it,
right? I don't have a problem with it, but it's just like, so we need more to be socially conscious, but we're gonna have random scenes of chicks in their underwear. Just
the thing is, we don't need to be more socially conscious with entertainment. What we need to do is focus on shit that stands the test of time. I know I talk about it every week.
Right, but people like J.J. Abrams, like, they're contradicting themselves immediately. So like
people like J.J. Abrams need to stop making fucking movies. Okay, his name, I don't firmly believe that his name attached to shit sells tickets.
Hell no.
I don't see the appeal of J.J. Abrams. What I see when I see J.J. Abrams is like, well, it's going to be a continuation of someone else's work. So that's it. It's not going to be anything wholly original. There's going to be no risks taken. And like, if I go and list all my favorite movies, people today would be like, oh, this is not socially acceptable in 2017. Who gives a fuck? You know what? In 2027, the shit you're going on today is not going to be socially acceptable because people are getting fed up with this shit. The SJW culture is losing. Oh, you gotta be more inclusive and this and that. No, what you're doing is you're pushing out your big segment of your audience and you're just making shit. No one talks about, what's a movie that no one talks about that was big in the 90s? I can't think of one because you know what? If it wasn't good enough to think about now, Senseless with Marlon Wayans and David Spade. No one talks about that fucking movie because it was stupid. So all these movies nowadays are just stupid. Oh, I can't even think of a good politically motivated film like that does good, that like looks on social issues in a positive way anymore. Everything's just too preachy. Right. And everything that's made by like a certain type of director, oh my God. This black woman made a movie. It's about great diversity, or she overcame such adversity to make a movie. It's like, no, not really.
Well, I mean,
the right people.
I think it's shit like that. I mean, it's a cool story when it's like, hey, there aren't a lot of black people who make movies. Like when you hear that, it's cool, but when it's shoved in your face, like, oh man, she was fucking held down and blah 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 blah. It's like no, okay,
she wasn't.
Like if she was really good. They let her make a fucking movie. If someone is bad at making a movie and they happen to be black or happen to be Asian, they're not. And there are some instances it's like, okay, you change characters, whatever. But again, when you fucking immediately contradict yourself, like the shit with Wonder Woman, we want, equal amount of women in movies, blah, 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 but we're only going to have women come and watch Wonder Woman. It's like, what the fuck? It doesn't make any sense when you do that. If you're saying equality is the problem, why the fuck are you going to solve it by making things unequal? Like, that's the issue.
The funny thing is that the people on the internet that bring these problems up, they aren't fucking problems.
Right.
There are so many A-list actresses that make $20 million a fucking picture. If there were no women that made $20 million a picture and it was only Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise and other white guys,
Tom
those
Holland.
were the only... Yeah, and Tom Holland. If those were the only people that made $20 million a picture, that'd be a fucking problem. But when The Rock happens to be your most successful actor who's like a mishmash of a bunch of different races, and Jennifer Lawrence makes so much more money for a fucking movie that she's in less than Chris Pratt, like, there's really not this problem. That's where I get mad. Because, I want everyone to be treated equally, but these people, these fucks on the internet, they make a problem out of a non-problem because they have nothing to do. Their lives are too easy. They don't have to worry about anything. It's like, well, I went to school, I have a job, and I have this time. It's like, well, let me think about something. How can I be oppressed? How can I get more attention for myself? It's not really about bettering those people that actually do have problems. It's about how they can make themselves feel better. Oh, I helped this, or I drew attention to that. No, you're a fucking idiot. Like, it's really not a problem that there's less black directors in Hollywood. Guess what? There's less black people in America, so percentage-wise, you're not going to have 50-50 black people making movies as the white people. There's not that many black to white ratio. What is it, 15% of the American population is black people as opposed to white people? So if that's the case, and if you have like 45% of your directors or 30 and you have a higher number, cool, that's working. If it's 1% or 0%, then it's a problem. But it's like, hey, if you're a good director, you get work. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter. Denzel Washington is one of the highest paid actors of all time. You know what? He's a good actor. I don't care if he's black or white.
Yeah, and he's done this work. He's put his time in, and that's how he's gotten there. That's the same thing with all these all these actors. It's just like who's every now and again they'll put out somebody new, and it's like, oh, they're the new hot thing for a little while until they fuck up or do drugs or get on fucking YouTube and say some dumb shit or something like that, and then they go down again. But it's just like, if you're given that opportunity, don't fuck it up. Like, don't be a goddamn idiot.
Well, and then too, it's like okay, so again, like I understand, like, okay, yeah, oh fuck, man, it would be more black directors be cool if and I understand that, but when you say that, don't fucking go and watch a Tyler Perry movie. Don't fucking support people who get a lot of attention and are bad at their job. Like that. Yeah. That doesn't help. That doesn't fucking help. So like when you go and watch, Medea Boo 2, or whatever the fuck the sequel is to that piece of shit movie, or he keeps putting out movies with him as a shitty character that he came up with in 2002, then that's fucking, you're not making a good argument for yourself. You're not making a good point. It's like, oh yeah, it's good that we got black directors. Yeah, it is good, but it's bad that we have Tyler Perry around making fucking movies. That's a problem. Because they suck.
Well, it is the fact that they suck, but they're very stereotypical too.
Exactly. He fucking makes stereotypical fucking characters. It is, and
if you want to bring up like black actors that aren't stereotypes, Jamie Foxx, Denzel Washington, all kinds of guys. Like, I don't remember about Jamie Foxx is because there's a Don Cheadle is so I like Don Cheadle, but at the same time I can't stand Don Cheadle because it's like. He's charismatic but boring at the same time. It's like, oh, here's Don Cheadle. Oh, it's Don Cheadle. Woo! Like, what else?
But he is a good actor. You got to give him that. He's a good actor.
Oh, I'm not taking away. I guess my problem with Don Cheadle is he's not Terrence Howard because he was a better roadie than Don Cheadle. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, fuck him. It was Terrence Howard's fault that he lost the role. But man, fuck Don Cheadle. I don't buy him as roadie, but. Whatever. If I take my bias out, Don Cheadle's a really good actor. Hotel Rwanda was an okay movie. I don't really remember much of it, so I can't praise it. But like, if you're good, you're good. I don't care what color you are. We need to stop trying to handicap. Like that chick from Precious, Gabourey Sidibe. Oh, she's so brave. She's a fucking terrible actress. She was in a couple movies. I saw Precious up at Michigan State when we got that channel that played free movies, Dion.
Yeah.
I watched that. I thought the movie was terrible. I'm like, she can't act. I can't understand what she's saying. After she's like, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is terrible. Like, mumblecore is the worst thing ever. But if I call her out on it on some kind of channel like Screen Junkies, oh, you got a problem with her because she's black? I never said a thing about her being black. She's just a shit actress. I don't think she deserves the spotlight. Like, that is a bad actor. Color be damned. But I feel like somebody like her gets raised up because of how she looks. Because Hollywood's always looking for these like oppression stories. It's about the narrative entertainment, not of the entertainment.
Yeah, because if they can sell the actor/actress, then they can sell their movies for the next 10 or 20 fucking years. That's what it boils down to. You know?
I have the opposite effect when I see somebody like, oh man, you know, we're going to push this person, I'll just avoid their movies overall because it's like, I don't really like them.
Yeah, I've become that way with Tom Cruise a lot. When I saw him in the Mummy, I was just like, no, it's going to be shit, and I was right. It was fucking horrible.
By the way, patrons, that Mummy commentary is available right now, so hope you enjoy it.
It was your fucking Mummy.
Is the Mummy commentary $1?
I have no idea.
Oh shit! It's under the $5 level. Let me make it $1. No one cares about the Mummy. Let me make it $1. Sorry, listeners. I didn't mean to make it a $5 thing all those months ago before we had our Patreon level set up. We'll make it for $1. There we go. As I click. No, but gender swapping, race swapping, all these things are just dumb, and it's a trend that's, I guess, has to die. Because this global market thing doesn't care. Like, if you went around the world and you canvass what are the most successful movies, they're probably led by white people, and no one gives a shit. Like, kids in China, if they're watching, I'm trying to think I was going to say Transformers, but they watch it for the robots. Let me think. Fine, if kids in Japan were watching Star Wars 40 years ago, they didn't care that Luke Skywalker was white. They just thought he was cool, or Han Solo was cool, or Darth Vader was cool. Like, we don't have good characters anymore. We have,
Ray.
character cutouts that they sell you the movie outside of the movie. They're like, oh, it's such a brave, courageous thing. And then the movie comes out, you're like, what? This is garbage.
Yeah, they're trying to sell like the whole package, the person, the story, you know, the whole thing. It's like, you know, making movies is tough, and I came from a tough place, and my life is tough, and therefore, you know, you can relate, right? Things are tough. Life is tough. You know, it's tough.
Why don't you just pull a Spike Lee and make a movie about that?
Fuck no.
Oh my god.
No.
That's another great fucking example.
Fuck Spike Lee.
Like, he made a couple good movies, but then it's just like, then he's got to fucking hamper everything. And that's another thing. It's just like, oh man, yeah, you know, it'd be cool to have more black directors. Yeah, it would be cool. Oh man, I love Spike Lee. What the fuck you mean you love Spike Lee? He has like 3 goodies, literally.
Yeah, Do the Right Thing is the only one I've ever seen, and I could see something like, okay, when you can make the audience think about something instead of beating them over the head and calling them assholes, that's when you do it right. And here's another thing. I know some channels are like, oh, I hate when people talk about black movies, white movies, and oh, they're just all movies to me. No, take it from me. I'll say it. There are black movies. Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood is a black movie, and it's an awesome movie.
Friday's a black movie.
Friday's a black movie, and it's an awesome movie. Like, there are black movies, and it's not a fucking problem. Like, I don't know why people get so upset when you delineate the difference between, like, a black and a white movie. I never said it was a second-rate film. Like Training Day. I wouldn't call that a black movie, but is it Antoine Fuqua that directed it?
Yeah, he's a black dude.
And I'm just saying,
Gary Gray did The Negotiator, and it was literally Samuel Jackson and Kevin Spacey had equal fucking time in the movie, and it was fucking awesome.
I love The Negotiator so much.
That's a good movie.
Good fucking movie.
Dude, what these people need to do on the internet, in closing, is these people that complain about oppression and diversity and all this shit, you need to just watch fucking movies and stop going, it's old, it's boring, I don't want to watch it. Listen, there's a reason Samuel L. Jackson is the highest grossing actor of all time. He's been in billions of dollars worth of content. Yeah. You know why? Because he's a good actor. He's entertaining. No one gives a shit that he's black. When I went to see Star Wars Episode 1 in theaters, I didn't go, oh my god. The world didn't go, finally a black Jedi. The world went, Samuel L. Jackson's in Star Wars? This is going to be cool.
Exactly.
Because Samuel L. Jackson built himself up as a cool character or a cool actor based on his performances and his aura around him, his persona. It was not because he was black, it's because he was a badass dude. When you put him in Star Wars, it generated hype. No one gives a fuck about Yeah Boyega. Oh, the black guy from Attack the Block. Who cares? He's not anything. He's just fucking boring. He's a fucking talking head. He has no persona to him. The Rock has a persona. That's why The Rock is The Rock. That's why people go on and on about his movies, good or bad. That's why he generates all this money, because he himself is a charismatic individual that can carry anything. It's never been about race with The Rock. That's why he's successful. That's why people of every race accept him. When you keep bringing this race-baiting bullshit up, people get tired, people get uncomfortable, and we get into situations like we're in nowadays, where people just don't support stuff. But these people in power keep pushing it, and then when shit fails, it's like they got their golden parachute, and no, they're never going to learn. But you need somebody to, like, slap them with reality. Like, people don't care about your fucking problems. All right, so let's move into the next segment. The New York Comic Con's this weekend. Are you guys excited for that?
Oh yeah, totes.
Yeah. I'm totally going to be there, everybody. Just look for a tall Samoan man in a Batman costume.
Joel going again?
He'll stand outside the. Our friend Liquid Metal Pro is going.
Yes,
so
he's going.
Liquid Metal Pro. Good luck out in the New York City Comic Con. If you see the guy from Diversity in Comics, tell him you're a fan of World Class Bullshitters and tell him we want him on the show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
When his YouTube channel gets suspended, he can come here and we'll talk to him. Let's see. This will be the final piece of news I bring up. Actually, take it back. I have two more pieces. First off, the new Justice League trailer comes out this Sunday, October the 8th. Who's excited?
Yeah. Said no one ever.
Yay, awesome.
If it's got the Superman theme, I'll be excited.
We'll see about that.
I don't give a shit. But today is a very special day. Today is the 55th anniversary of James Bond movies. So, listeners out there, you're going to listen to this tomorrow on Friday. It's the 55th and one-day anniversary. Do yourselves a favor. Go out, watch Dr. No, watch all the James Bond movies. They're all good to some degree. Some are great. Well, Diamonds Are Forever and Octopussy are pretty fun. Moonraker, they're all fucking terrible. Skip those three. But the other 21 movies are pretty fucking... Well, Quantum of Solace too. The other 20 movies... 19! There are 18 with License to Kill. There are 18 good James Bond movies.
Got The Living Daylights.
I like The Living Daylights. 17. I'm going to take out you.
Listen, Jeff will make a comprehensive list of 1 through 20. Which ones are the best? Which ones are the worst? And,
Fine.
And he will post it, and then you can watch accordingly.
Watch the first 4 Sean Connery movies. Watch the first, the third, the fourth, and the 5th Roger Moore film. Watch George Lazenby's only one because it's awesome. Watch the first Dalton, the first 3 Pierce Brosnans, the first Daniel Craig, and the third and the fourth Daniel Craig, and then you're covered. We don't talk about Casino Royale, the spoof parody from 1967, so 66,
which is entertaining, but it's not a Bond film.
Yeah, not officially produced by Eon Productions, therefore it
and
doesn't count.
And
but
do not count Never Say Never Again because that's 82, and that was not a sanctioned Bond film either.
Nope.
Yes.
And Die Another Day. Don't watch Die Another Day.
And whatever you do not watch Die Another Day and Beverly Hills Cop 3 back to back because you're going to have a bad time.
unless you're really drunk, because that was the mistake that we made.
I'm sure we were completely sober that day.
Exactly. We weren't drunk, and then we tried to watch that movie. Yeah. Both those movies.
No, but
luckily we were friends before that.
Yeah, it was like our 7 years of friends. Like, hey, every couple years we like to test our friendship. We don't say stupid shit to each other. We don't try to cause each other problems. No, we torture each other with fucking terrible movies back to back to back that we hate on emotional levels. So when Dion tries to make me watch The Force Awakens, that'll be the last time I ever see Dion.
Oh,
it's been a hell of a ride.
Hey, it's been great, man. God bless you. I'm out. Oh, shit. No, listeners, go out and watch a 007 movie. You won't regret it. And get yourself prepared because we're going to start recording our 007 commentaries coming up. Mm-hmm. They're going to hit on the 007th of every month, starting November 7th and going till November of 2019 when James Bond 25 is released. So we're starting our journey early. And,
so I'm guessing Daniel Craig finally slit his wrists.
And listen, some of the higher-up patrons, you guys can be on commentaries. Our good friend Eric Ward has requested to be on the Living Daylights and the License to Kill double feature, which we'll get in contact with him the closer we get to recording that. But if you'd like to lay claim to another James Bond film that's not GoldenEye, because I'm probably going to talk through GoldenEye the whole time, let us know if you're a $10 and up patron. So
yeah, also this is October. If we're going to do any horror movies, hit us up. We're down for that.
Oh, yeah. We could do some extra ones. We got a very special Schlocktoberfest episode we haven't recorded yet that we're going to release on Friday the 13th, so be prepared for that. Kendo, you had some news?
Yes. George Foreman, the very old-aged pugilist famous for his grill, wants to fight Steven Seagal.
Why?
I'm not 100% sure. All I know is Monday on Twitter, the 60... Yes?
Take my money. Just take my money now, because those two old fucks getting in a ring.
Oh, I am down too.
Trying to last 3 minutes will be the best thing on television ever.
Oh, I will fucking buy that pay-per-view in a heartbeat.
God, I would
pre-order it.
Oh yeah, I would pay for the 4K and just buy the TV for that as well. Like I would watch that shit. That would be hilarious as fuck.
Yes. So on Monday, the 68-year-old Foreman, former heavyweight champion of the world, posted a picture of 65-year-old Seagal on Twitter and writing, "I challenge you one-on-one. I use boxing. You can use whatever. 10 rounds in Vegas."
Jesus. 10 rounds? 10 rounds?
Jesus Christ.
Nine and a quarter, let's be honest.
Yeah. Dude, I will use the Patreon money to get us tickets for that fight. I gotta go. That's bigger than McGregor-Mayweather.
Dude, this is the fight of all centuries.
We'll be talking about this in 500 years.
Yeah.
They both died in the ring. It was incredible.
There'll be fucking a montage of Steven Seagal training, and he'll look at a picture of George Foreman and say, "I'm going to take you to the bank, George." The blood.
Oh god! Just this dumb montage training sequences are worth it. The fucking what is it? The weigh-ins in Vegas will be worth it. All of that dumb shit that happens before a fight will all be worth it. It'll be so amazing.
Just one flabby, not Japanese dude, and one bald, flabby former boxer who probably still punches posts for fun after grilling burgers, staring at each other, but then like you can't tell if they're gonna have a stroke or actually start fighting at the stare down.
Or if they fall asleep standing, like you just don't know.
Yeah, they're doing the interviews and Steven Seagal, yeah, I told him, I'm not playing games, George. I'm not playing games with you. And they go over to George Foreman. He's just sitting there with his head like in his hand. George, are you awake? Fuck Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
I thought that was a replay of the end of our episode from last week.
Yeah. If there's ever a Dion Green action figure, his speaking phrase will be
at the end of the day, and then the snore.
Yeah, you get two. Everyone will have 2 or 3 phrases. God, that'd be awesome. We had those pull string dolls like the Pee Wee Herman doll from the 80s.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I want one.
I'm about to say, if I know there's a guy down here in Atlanta who does 3D printing, and he'll scan your body and print out a thing just like you. It'll have your shirt and pants and everything, in the same color and stuff.
What if I don't want shirts or pants on my action figure?
We can do that too.
All right, cool. What else you got, Kendo?
Well, anyway, a representative from Seagal told the AP on Tuesday that the star didn't want to comment on the Foreman offer. So, that's gonna happen,
bitch.
Jackie Chan says Rush Hour 4 is happening, but there's a catch, and it involves Chris Tucker. You know what the catch is? Chris Tucker has to say he'll do it.
He's not doing anything else.
It's not happening, Jackie.
Yeah,
he's not doing anything else. What the fuck wouldn't he do it?
I really don't know. Apparently, they've thrown the idea of a Rush Hour 4 around a lot over the last several years, according to Jackie Chan, and they've got a script that he's agreed to and all that other stuff, but he says that it's only going to happen if Chris Tucker says, let's have it happen.
I need to see Rush Hour 3.
I didn't like it.
It's not that great.
No.
There's like 2 really funny parts, and the most fun part is, because it's like Jackie Chan's like foster brother or whatever is in the triads or some dumb shit, and they're in Paris for plot, and they're like all of the bad guys' henchmen are there, and the guy's like, "You won't shoot me, Lee," and then Carter pulls out a gun. He goes, God damn it, Benji, I'm not your brother. I'll shoot you and the goddamn Temptations. They all got bad music on. That's the funniest part of the whole movie. But I don't know if it's worth watching it though. We could stream it when we're done.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's that's fine. But also, Chris Tucker, the last thing he did was what, Silver Linings Playbook or whatever. Like, he's not really. Yeah, but I mean, like, he's not really like he's not really bogged down with a lot of work. Like, he can make time for Rush Hour 4. You know.
Yeah,
like,
but if you're Chris Tucker and clearly your biggest achievement is Friday and Rush Hour 1, you don't really want to shit on that as much as possible just to get a paycheck. Like, you can do.
Excuse me, money talks.
I'm saying greatest. I'm saying obviously that's a great top 3. Don't get me wrong.
Victor Moan Jr.
I know.
Junior Walker Jr. Sammy Davis Jr.
Don't get me wrong. I'm saying successful, greatest. It's Rush Hour. So you don't want to.
Yeah, it is Rush Hour, hands down.
Yeah,
well, okay. Then they should do another movie with both of them. Make it a buddy cop movie, but have it be a different name. Then don't call it Rush Hour 4. Call it something else.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Speaking of buddy cops, did you hear who's being eyed for Beverly Hills Cop 4, Dion?
No.
Hold on, let me pull this up. It's actually a good thing. Because it's 2 dudes that would team up with Eddie Murphy. It makes me wonder where Taggart and Rosewood would be. But if this is true, they're like A-list actors. I think I remember them. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, one of them is Channing Tatum, right?
Yeah, I think the other one was Tom Hardy.
Holy shit!
That would be weird as hell.
I think that's
so you have 2 buff dudes, and then Eddie Murphy.
That could work.
What the fuck? I want to watch that tonight. Let's find it. What the fuck are we
Here
doing?
we go, right here. Beverly Hills Cop 4 is on patrol to cast big names. The biggest name I'm concerned with is Harold Faltermeyer because they got to have that score on point. Now, they're talking about it. Where is it at? I don't know those names. Tom Hardy and Channing Tatum. There we go.
Jesus Christ. That'd be
for
crazy.
The antagonists, for the bad guys. Sorry, they wouldn't be the sidekicks. They'd be the bad guys.
Oh. Well, who they say who they want to be his partners?
I don't know, but it needs to be Taggart and Rosewood.
I mean, if it's like a, old generation, new generation, I can kind of get behind that, but I would still kill to have, like, Tom Hardy and motherfucking Channing Tatum are already partners, and they, like fucking Rosewood's the captain or whatever, and he pairs them. I would like that, but
why don't we have Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill team with Eddie Murphy? We have 21 Jump Street Beverly Hills Cop crossover.
There you go.
Oh god! And Ice Cube pops in for a second just to say what's up and then leaves.
He's the new Inspector Todd. He's Inspector Todd's son.
Oh my god!
I'd watch it.
Dude, no.
Could you imagine?
No. Ice Cube could pull that off. Yeah, he can do it. He can do Inspector Todd.
Could you imagine Ice Cube chewing out Eddie Murphy like Inspector Todd used to do?
It would be weird.
Oh my god!
It would be weird, but he could do it. I believe it. He could do it.
Is that fucking Foley in here?
All right,
one thing with Eddie Murphy, but Axel Foley cannot be like super advanced in his cop years. He has to be like, obviously he'll be at Eddie Murphy's age, but he can't have had like 55 promotions and commendations and be like the police chief. That just wouldn't work for his character.
Right.
Like, he'll be a detective and do like, he had a couple busts and he fucked around and I think he should be single without kids, like he had a failed marriage or his wife died or some shit like that. You can't really make Axel Foley a family man. That's just not the character.
No, because he's just like the lone guy. That's it, man. That's what he does.
Well, you can make him like definitely do what you did for Lethal Weapon. Like, he's a sergeant. He went up to sergeant. He just never took the lieutenant exam. He still has a bunch of commendations. He's still a cool dude. Maybe he has like a kid out of wedlock. And even if you do make him a family man, you got to make like his wife like super cool and understanding of the fact that he's fly off the cuff. Like, he could have a wife or something, but it can't be a standard in the box relationship. Like, she'd have to be a cool character too, which could create problems. But yeah, he can't be a fucking station wagon. Eddie Murphy playing Murtaugh character. Definitely not.
Well, the wife and kids have to stay at home. Like, they don't get to go to Beverly Hills.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Like, this whole, like, putting your family in danger shit, Axel Foley's never had those kind of states.
No.
Stupid shit.
Yeah. I agree 100%. Yeah, it's like, oh, I gotta go to LA again, you know. So
yeah, he should just either have moved out there and became the private investigator he jokingly talked about in the first movie, or like, I don't know.
Make it where he takes an early retirement. And he just didn't get around to having a family. Like I said, he has like a kid out of wedlock or whatever, and he's just like he took early retirement and moved out there. That'd be fucking perfect. That'd be so Axel Foley.
There we go. All right, Kenda, sorry to hijack your news story.
No, it's cool.
What were your other ones?
Does anybody care about Fast and Furious 9?
Yeah, for the sake of pop culture.
I'll go see it in theaters when it comes out next year. Oh wait,
It's not, because apparently the release date of April 2019 has been pushed back to April 2020, and Tyrese Gibson is not happy about this, and he blames The Rock. So apparently Tyrese Gibson is feuding with The Rock and doesn't like him, and is blaming The Rock for why the movie's getting pushed back, saying that he's making the entire Fast and Furious franchise about The Rock.
He's not.
The Rock is the least The Rock is the least interesting character on the crew.
Right.
But apparently,
Like, as much as I love The Rock and talk about him every week on the show, like, Luke Hobbs can die. I don't need The Rock to be in the Fast and Furious. I bought in the first movie when Paul Walker was still alive. Jason Statham and what's his face, Vin Diesel. I'm all about those characters.
yeah, I mean, can we just go ahead and can they just split the team now and just have like The Rock and Jason Statham do their own thing, and
that's probably the real reason why it's getting pushed back, because they really want to make that. They want to make that movie because those dudes had such good chemistry, I guess. And it's like, it's not like The Rock is pushing it back, Tyrese. Like, don't get mad at us just because your fucking solo movie career consists of Baby Boy. That's not our fault.
well,
Why don't they just replace The Rock with Stone Cold in these movies?
Oh my god!
yeah.
Stone Cold's a lovable redneck.
sorry.
He has like a souped up
I'm
truck.
sorry, Diesel? Is that your name? Diesel? Is that supposed to impress me?
Dude, he would be so confrontational and such an asshole. It would be such a better movie in that way.
Listen, I love Stone Cold. You know, I question him as a person or whatever, but he can't.
Why?
He can't get better because he's just too cool at this point. Like, I was pissed at him over smacking his wife around, but he's like real contrite. But he's still so super cool. Now. Like, I don't want him to ruin that coolness. Like, going to do him. Like, you were a cool bad guy in Expendables. Just be that cool bad guy in any other movie from now on, and I'm happy. Just do that. Just do that. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
So his Instagram post went on to say, "Good night, folks. See you in 2020 April. Hashtag family right? ? Nah, it's about hashtag Team Dwayne. Hashtag 3 years. Will it be worth it? The wait? ? Hashtag no Shaw. Just Hobbs. Will this be another hashtag Baywatch ? Guys, just relax. I'm a passionate film critic." So Tyrese ain't happy.
Yeah, really.
The fucked up part is I'm on Tyrese's side.
I mean, really, like, who the fuck? Yeah, because he's had a failed film career. He's hanging on to these movies because it's the only thing that's been consistent in his life. Like, calm down, dude. Like, you're part of a franchise. Quit fucking it up. Like, just nod, smile and nod, motherfucker.
Plus, like,
I'm looking up his net worth.
Yeah, it's like
it's not a lot.
It's
not $25 million, so
it's more than us.
I mean, yeah. Fuck, man, you can buy a house.
$24,500,000.
Fuck, man. Like, what are you complaining about? I get the weird feelings that people are getting with The Rock being so big because we don't want to get a bunch of Jumanji movies that look like shit with him and Kevin Hart. I get that part, but I hate to break it to you, Ty. This ain't Too Fast, Too Furious, buddy. I'm sorry. Don't get mad because no one wanted to see a TV show with you and Rev Run talking about shit nobody cares about.
Oh god. Yeah, apparently The Rock is worth $125 million.
I can see that.
Yeah. Like I said, you know how I feel about The Rock. The Fast and Furious movies aren't about him. He doesn't really fit anymore. He was good when he was after them.
Well, they are, according to Tyrese Gibson.
I'm just saying, like, in general, I think the producers need to be like, we can be without
like that.
No, and I mean that's fine, but then like take him out, take Statham out, and have them do their own thing, and then do this movie, next
That's
to it.
probably what they're gonna do.
Yeah, like quit and
Just kill off The Rock.
yeah, like
Not in real life.
fucking him and Jason Statham are at a cafe having fucking croissants and coffee, and boom, bomb, done. They're dead. End of it. Then they go into their own movie.
Now, if The Rock all of a sudden pulls a Gatling gun off a helicopter and shoots it without a trigger, I'm just going to walk out of the theater. Like, he did it once, and I'll buy into anything in a movie one time. But if you do it again, Rock, just go fuck
You're
yourself.
listening, Rock. Don't make that mistake again.
Yeah, Jabroni, I've seen all the mistakes you made in The Ring, and The Tooth Fairy, and The Game Plan. And I'll probably... I'm not going to watch Jumanji. I'm not even going to finish that statement. Okay, what else you got, Kendall?
I got two more. Jim Carrey said Batman Forever co-star Tommy Lee Jones didn't like him. So I guess on the set, the two actors didn't exactly jive. They didn't get along very well. They didn't really speak, is what I got from the article. And then one time, I guess Jim was in a restaurant having some din-din, and the maitre d' got all like crazy and excited because Tommy Lee Jones was having dinner at the same time. And so Jim went back to say howdy doody to Tommy Lee Jones. And Tommy Lee Jones didn't look like he was very excited to see him. He had a look on his face like he was wanting to kill him. And he responded by saying, "I cannot sanction your buffoonery," to Jim Carrey. That's how Tommy Lee Jones handled that. I guess I'm assuming they got through it. I don't know. But it just made me excited and happy to think of Tommy Lee Jones telling Jim Carrey he cannot sanction his buffoonery.
It's weird that they brought that up because I know he talked about this a couple years ago, and it's just like I remember hearing it, and it made me love Batman Forever even more because it made Two-Face's annoyance in the movie way more real.
Yeah, because there was real heat.
I think don't shit on it, Jim. Like Tommy Lee Jones is a crotchety old dude now. He's just there's a lot of people he doesn't like buffooning around.
Also, when Tommy Lee Jones was doing Men in Black, like Steven Spielberg was afraid to cast him and afraid to be around him because he was just a crotchety old man then, and it's just like fuck, dude. Like, nobody likes you. Like, quit being an old dude. Like, we get you hate the world and you're Republican as fuck. Like, but calm down, man.
Harrison Ford is his only friend.
Quick guess: how old do you think Tommy Lee Jones is?
90.
Nope.
74.
77.
73 is the closest to Dion. He's 71. Although his face has looked the same in every movie. So he
had a stroke in 1986.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he's been 60 since the fucking 90s.
Yeah, I was gonna say
since Under Siege 1.
His face has been 65 since about the 80s. So
ever since fucking Under Siege 1?
Yeah.
Wasn't he roommates with Al Gore at Harvard?
I think so.
Yeah, because there's that famous Harvard-Yale football game where they ended up tying or something crazy like that, and Tommy Lee Jones played in that game. Because Tommy Lee Jones was like a fucking lineman or something like that.
That's awesome.
So, who do you guys side with in this story? Jim Carrey or Tommy Lee Jones?
Tommy Lee Jones all day, every day. I mean, I like him way cooler than Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was awesome for a while, and then it kind of went off the rails for me.
That's what happens when you marry someone who doesn't believe in fucking vaccines. That kind of fucks up your whole ability to process information.
And now you've become like, I don't know, a weirdo on the red carpet. Like, that's your thing now.
See, and that's the thing too.
Ever since you started fucking painting, like, calm down, dude. You're just putting like,
or when he did Kick-Ass 2 and then tried to shit on the movie, and everyone's just like, yeah, okay, Jim, like, whatever, you got paid for it, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, if you're gonna have such a strong political stance, give your whole fucking paycheck away and shut the fuck up.
Oh, 100%. Exactly. Yeah. Don't nitpick here. Like, go balls deep or don't do it at all, man. Come on.
Put your money where your mouth is, motherfucker. Like, I don't care about your opinions unless you're gonna back it up with the
Yeah. And all those fucking Hollywood celebrities have tons of money they can spare. They can do it, but they choose not to. They just want their 15 minutes of fucking fame, and then that's it. They'll shut up.
Dear Hollywood, if you'd like to donate some money, World Class Bullshitters is on Patreon. For any amount, we'll appreciate it, and we will sing your praises until the donations stop. Except Jennifer Lawrence. If she gave us a bunch of money, I'd still feel the same way about her.
Not me. I'd try to fuck her and then feel the same way about her.
Oh, I was watching this YouTube series. I know Dion hates. It's called Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link.
Oh,
and
God.
They were doing a. Oh, by the way, Dion, I wrote us a spoof of their show. It is you and me playing them, and I'll tell you about it when I come up. But for real, like in the next year, we all need to get like some time together and film skits like on a proper set when we get money. Because I got a list of shit.
Come to Atlanta. There are sets here and cameras and people and all kinds of shit.
I can do that.
You
We've
don't have to
discussed
tell me
this
twice.
already.
I'll be there. No, but Dion, they were talking
What
about...
are you guys talking about?
Your ass better be there, son.
Oh, it's there, baby.
No, but they're talking about celebrity cheat meals, and they had this one that was 2 pieces of pepperoni pizza with chili mac in the middle, and they had a list of celebrities, and I said, that's got to be Jennifer Lawrence, because that's the trashiest thing I've ever heard of. And lo and behold, it was Jennifer Lawrence. I think she's from Kentucky, I consider her pretty trashy.
She is.
Awesome.
Like when we make it, and I'm like, oh yeah, she comes from Kentucky. I know those people, and they're like, how do you know people from Kentucky? I'm like, I'm from Ohio. All right, there's a smell about those people. We don't like them. That's the racism that's in Ohio.
Yeah,
Fuck Kentuckians.
Samuel L. Jackson's from Tennessee, and I want to say he's from Chattanooga. From yeah.
Yeah, but he's just too cool. Jennifer Lawrence is just overpaid and not that great.
Yeah, 100%. Like she's like people just want to see her butthole. That's really all it amounts to.
And you can.
Hey, she was in the first Fappening, yeah.
In the Fappening. She was one of the big names.
True.
Yeah. I saw those photos, and
I liked them.
that was, yeah. The girl from the Goldbergs, you guys ever watch the Goldbergs?
Yeah.
You know the friend Lainey, the one that dates Big Tasty Barry Goldberg?
Yeah.
She got hacked not too long ago.
Nice.
Yeah, Ed showed everything. So, what her name's AJ Machalica or some dumb shit like that, but you can check that out. So,
Okay.
you're noted that. I'll send you the URL later, Kendo. Don't
Awesome.
worry. Okay, what else you got, Kendo?
I have my Jeff story of the week, and then I'll be done.
Woo!
Wyoming
All right.
man arrested after claiming he traveled from 2048 to warn of alien invasion.
Huh.
So,
I hope this is real and we get invaded and die, because that guy was trying to help.
Bryant Johnson was arrested for public intoxication on Monday night after he allegedly told police that he came from the future to warn of an alien invasion. So, Casper, Wyoming police were called out to take him into custody because he was saying he was from the future. He was running around telling everyone they needed to leave as quickly as possible and demanded to speak to the president of the town. He reported... Yeah. He reportedly told law enforcement that he was able to travel back to 2017, even though he meant to travel to 2018. He fucked up. Because aliens, he was able to travel because aliens filled his body with alcohol and had him stand on a giant pad to transport him to the past.
I'm sure that's what he was standing on there.
Uh-huh.
I totally think a drunk time traveler would go to the wrong year.
Oh my
That
god!
part I believe in.
Hold on,
That's
hold
my
on.
favorite part.
First
I
of all,
meant to go to 2018.
This is exactly why. You don't mix NyQuil and Ambien. All right. This is exactly.
So apparently he was alleged to have smelled of alcohol, had watery and bloodshot eyes, and slurred his speech, as noted by the police officers. Anyone want to take a random guess of what his BAC ended up ringing up when they breathalyzed him?
Ooh, 1.1.
I'm gonna say, oh damn, yeah. I'm gonna say
1.1?
2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 2.
Wouldn't he be dead?
Yeah, he'd be 100%.
I think he means 0.11.
No, I'm saying 1 point something.
Oh, okay, so
1.0.
He's got more alcohol in his blood than plasma, is what you're saying.
All right, fine. Oh. 0.10. We'll go with that then.
All right, that's good. That's above the legal age of legal age. Never mind. Legal limit.
Speaking of alcohol, Kendo.
I have been drinking.
I
have been drinking tequila sunrises all night.
Oh, Dion, we should make
you
those.
classy motherfucker.
I know. He scored a BAC of 0.136. Ooh. So he was almost double the legal limit for drunkenness. And that's all I have. That's all I figured Jeff would get a kick out of that one, drunken time traveler. Now,
God, I just want to make that skit now because that's hilarious.
I know.
Write it down, Nick. You can play the drunken time traveler.
We're gonna go back in the past, Morty.
Dude, you gotta have a DeLorean. You gotta fucking wreck into like a coffee shop or something.
No, he He wrecks it like a Sunco. I came back to fucking, what is it? Is it 20? Ah, shit. I need some Funyuns, though, guys. You got some fun?
I'm walking down the street. All of a sudden, Nick shows up in his DeLorean. He's like, Kendall, we gotta go back in the past. Why?
Where?
You fucked something up, and we gotta save your parents or something. I think I'm good. Nick. You go take care of that for me. All right, fuck you. He gets in, all of a sudden, boom! It just hits like a lamppost.
And I fall asleep.
The twist should be that you're a drunk, crazy asshole, but you're actually a time traveler. And at the end of the skit, it shows you time travel and like save the world on your own.
Yeah, like
that would be the best twist.
No. But I have to save the world with like a hangover. Like I'm pounding coffee and like Red Bull. It's not helping. I'm taking 2 aspirins. It still feels like there's a goddamn jackhammer in my head.
Give me the goddamn bottle.
I'm like. I'm like Bruce Willis in the beginning of Die Hard 3. It's like, oh, God.
Are you going to wear the sign, too?
Yes.
No.
Yes. He has to wear that sandwich board.
No. I just keep imitating Nick Nolte. I'm like, I got my head. That's all I say. Try to do fucking like quantum physics and my head's like killing me. Oh, man. I'm down for that. The only request I have is that I hit a telephone booth and Bill and Ted pop out.
Whoa!
Like, dude, what the fuck? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
If we have the money, we should get Guy Pearce to cameo in that skit.
Nice.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I don't know.
He just pops his head out from like a diner. Like, did somebody say time travel? Shut up!
Oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious.
Or it's just like Guy Pearce goes, "Don't fucking do it, man. Don't fucking do it."
Well, I mean, the dream is to get like Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox to be like, not again.
Shit, Michael J. Fox might do that shit for free.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I love Teen Wolf, Michael. I bought a copy on DVD. Can you help us out? Sure.
We're fans of you, and we'll promote stem cell research.
I've watched every episode of Family Ties twice.
I love the show that got canceled on ABC. It was wonderful.
I won't lie to him. I will not lie to that man. The Michael J. Fox show was never watched in this household.
I watched the first few episodes.
Spin City was.
Tell me you're making a skit about time travel. Yes?
You sound like a hillbilly boss nass.
Yeah.
You used to talk about my podcast. That's a callback to the first episode of World Class Bullshitters.
God. Oh, God.
All right, so let's talk about some fan mail because we got quite a bit this week. So normally I start out with Twitter. Normally I start out with YouTube, but today I'm going to start out with our emails because we have a couple fans that have emailed us. So this one comes from Lime Green Hulk 52.
Yeah, Lime.
Hello, bullshitters. Boy. Yeah, I've talked to Lime Green.
Oh
Hulk.
yeah, dude.
Cool,
Yeah, he's all over Twitter, man. He's always messaging us like every day.
Yep.
By the way, listeners, we're going to try to get something together for episode 100 where we get some more of you on the show. I think it would work best if we recorded it early and then I just spliced it into the episode. So if you're a listener that would really like to be on episode 100, and like Brian Lape and those guys are always welcome, but if you're on episode 50 and you're not Brian Lape or Liquid Metal Pro, well, wait, that's the only two guys that were on there. Anyway, sorry. Everyone's invited, including Brian Lape, our World Class Bullshitters timekeeper. He's like the fifth Beatle of our podcast. Even though there are other guys that have been on the show, Brian Lape, man. All
Yeah,
the
if
way.
you want to be on, call Nick directly at 404. I'll stop.
I was like, where are you going with this?
Dude, there's an episode where I think you accidentally gave your phone number.
Did I really?
No one's ever called you and no one's ever caught on to it, but it was like years ago. I think somebody jokingly read a message you sent and they're like, what's this number? And you're like, that's my phone number. And the whole thing was read.
Oh,
no one's ever called you.
Don't say that now because they're going to go back and find it. God.
No, they're
No,
not.
they'll just ask Oggs. He'll know.
Yeah.
Shit.
We should make a game out of that one time where we play a game and the loser has to give out their phone number.
Jeez.
I'll give out my grandma's phone number instead.
I'll give out that house phone number I was talking about that I said is not anything connected to it. Like, good luck.
Well, here, let's get back to Lime Green Hulk's email. He says, "Hello, bullshitters. I don't know if you'll get this email because Gmail's a bitch sometimes. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. But I wanted to say something. As a longtime listener, as you would know, I decided to finally tell you how much your podcast has helped. I'm 19, and during summer, I found your My Immortal video after my dog died, and it really made me happy. I subscribed instantly. 4 months later, I'm still listening to you. You're the podcast... So listen to your podcast, and I comment every week. Like Nick, I'm currently pursuing a career in film. Oh yeah, and Dan Slott blocked me on Twitter. I assume from either shitting on him a couple of times or because I follow you. Oh my god, if we're on a list of if people follow World Class Bullshitters, Marvel blocks you,
shit,
we're fucking
yeah.
making it.
We're causing people to be blacklisted? This is awesome.
This is so good.
Yeah, 70 subscribers a day really matters. He goes on to say, hashtag bring back AIDS, hashtag Steve Harvey, hashtag Lape is anus.
You're right. Lape is it.
Fuck yeah, Lime Green Hulk.
No. The other day he tried to get hashtag reboot AIDS to be a thing between me, himself, and then another guy on there at No Divots. It didn't work out too well.
I just love how we have our own inside jokes now, which is so great. Like, not only did he love Reboot AIDS, which good job, Dut, but fucking Steve Harvey. Oh god, that is so good. I continue to love you. I'm gonna stream again pretty soon, buddy. We'll do it up.
Yeah, I might do it here next week. I think I'm gonna do Until Dawn for a couple of chapters or something at some point.
Yeah.
I'll learn how to stream and I'll do all of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, dude, one night
I won't talk to any of you.
One night I Twitch streamed when I got fucking Saints Row 4, and I was on there for like 4 hours just talking to Lime Green Hulk and Kalen Webb because they like bounced in. So like they're chatting with me, and then there was some other random fucking dork in there complaining about me, and I was just like, "Fuck you!" And I was like, all right, guys, well, it's been about 2 hours. I think I'm going to go to bed now. But then they kept fucking messaging me on, like, the thing. So I'm, like, reading that, talking to them. I stayed on for, like, another 2 hours. So they're all right to hang out with.
You know what? Dude, I'll do 2K18 when that comes out next week.
Do it.
Yeah.
Wait, you're going to buy the NBA 2K18?
No, WWE.
Oh. I was going to say, man, that marketing tactic of giving it 16 to you for free has worked.
I haven't played it in like 4 weeks. It doesn't work anymore. I bought Resident Evil. Best game I've played in like a decade.
Yeah, well, what's going to happen is people are going to forget about that other really shitty podcast that we did about wrestling, and they're going to just watch you play wrestling.
Well, of the 40 subscribers we have, or is it 40 subscribers?
It's like 20.
Yeah, whatever. Ring rust. I don't know. If people really wanted to listen to it, they would have listened to it.
True.
But people want to listen to World Class Bullshitters, and they want to hear us talk about Star Wars and more Star Wars.
No more Star Wars.
You know what? I should put out a fucking weekly podcast on Patreon for $1. It's nothing but Star Wars.
Do it.
Oh God.
I need a sidekick. Somebody, listeners, if you would like, if you're well versed in Star Wars, well, Kendo, you can help. I mean, I just didn't want to speak for you.
That's fine.
Yeah, because I've been
beyond that shit.
I've hit peak Star Wars, and like I get physically ill every time I see it, like at Walmart or whatever. It's like, I can't anymore.
I have the posters in my office, and I don't want to look at them. Like, I'll look at Luke Skywalker's shoe, and that's as far as I go. I'm like, nope, no more.
Oh, the shoe can't go any higher. It's gonna get weird.
All right, so Evil Renaissance is now following us on VidMe. So thanks for finding us on VidMe, where we have no videos yet, but it's our backup platform in case YouTube shits the bed.
Yeah, we have backup upon backup in case in case things go out. Hey, we even have a ham radio just in case like the world ends. We have to broadcast through that. So
that's right.
We'll do some
if
fire
the world
chats,
ends, we're gonna all get
FDR.
together.
Back in my day.
Uphill both ways.
The snow was knee deep.
So, Kalen Webb sent an email. Debate topic. Pitch a superhero trilogy. I have included my pitch for a Superman trilogy. Probably too long to read on air. Let's look at it real quick. Maybe it's not. Okay, let's see. Open this PDF. This was properly sent. Thank you, Kalen Webb. Sometimes I'll get emails from people that don't have periods, and I don't know how to read that. It's like, where does the sentence end? What do I do?
Those are like your own personal YouTube comments sent to you. It's just like,
what was I trying to convey? Am I that retarded? No, I can't be. Okay, so it is loading Superman trilogy pitch.pdf. Oh, okay. We begin in orbit. Moments before the destruction of Krypton, a spacecraft rockets from the planet's surface. The red dwarf sun of Krypton, Rao, suddenly implodes and then supernovas. A black hole opens up near the rocket ship. The planet's remains and ship get sucked into its vortex. The main theme and opening titles start up. We follow the debris and starship through the vacuum of space, eventually leading to our solar system. Some debris is lost in our asteroid belt, as the rest continues its descent down towards Earth. The titles end and we enter Earth's atmosphere. We lose the ship in the clouds. We emerge from the cloud cover to see a flying man in tertiary colors chasing after a hurtling airplane on fire, Air Force One. This intense sequence ends with Superman landing the plane at a baseball field with a crowd erupting into thunderous applause. He flies off. The next morning on Kent Farm, Pa Kent stops Clark from his chores to address the fact that he exposed himself to the world.
Oh.
Sorry, I read that and thought like, hey, you know what I thought. The debate ends with them agreeing it's time for Clark to become what the press is calling Superman. Meanwhile, President Lex Luthor is perplexed by the alien that saved him from the hijacking of Air Force One. He tells his staff to start keeping tabs on this superhuman. Superman makes his rounds, making headlines on a daily basis now. One day, Pa Kent falls ill on the farm. Pa Kent gives Clark something from his spacecraft, a device. He dies, and a funeral is held. Clark toys with the device one night and opens up a portal to another dimension. He gets teleported to a drab and ashen landscape. Clark is attacked by alien assailants. His powers do not work. Suddenly, a hooded humanoid comes to his rescue. The hooded man leads them to shelter. The hood is thrown back to reveal someone who looks related to Clark Kent. He introduces himself as Jor-El. They speak about Krypton and the House of El. They bond, and Jor-El asks Clark, or Kal-El, to help him escape the Phantom Zone. He says he was unjustly put there in his prison dimension. Kal-El is the only one that can set him free, because he's not an inmate. They fight off some more aliens as they approach the portal gates. They defeat them and get teleported back to Earth. Clark and he go find the Fortress of Solitude, an ancient outpost set up by Kryptonian space explorers of old. Clark gets the proper Superman suit, and I hope that includes the red trunks, a suit that manifests on his person from will. From the Fortress Vault, Jor-El asks Clark who rules the Earth. Clark says no one, it's a democracy. The President of the United States is Lex Luthor, who precedes Kansas. Jor-El proceeds to kneel before Zod. Oh, okay, here we go. Clark Kent has helped a traitor of Krypton escape the Phantom Zone. There is final confrontation involving Kryptonite, ending with General Zod being held in custody by Lex Luthor. President Luthor becomes even more fearful of Superman. Thanks General Zod in the lockdown facility. Zod dies, he grins, he has a way to kill Superman now.
Mm-hmm.
By the second movie, Superman is a global icon. Lois Lane is introduced as a love interest. I'm glad she's not the first.
No,
that's
time
the character to breathe. Clark Kent enters the Phantom Zone hoping to find his real father, General Zod. In their final confrontation, said that Jor-El was a prisoner too. Clark enters the zone and finds another Kryptonian. After some convincing, the real Jor-El has been found. They bond, but Jor-El tells his son not to come back to see him. He says that the inmates could use him to escape their imprisonment. Clark gets mad and leaves without his father. Clark yearns for a father figure again. Frustrated, Clark enters the zone again in defiance. He wants to see his father again. Jor-El is furious. This time, Clark leaves, but an alien escapes with him. The Phantom flies through Clark, taking on a bizarre appearance of him. It flies off. Clark pursues it and loses it. Later, the Clark doppelganger wreaks havoc around the globe. President Luthor uses this to start an anti-Superman campaign. Ooh. Superman finally puts what the press is calling Bizarro, as Lois Lane knows it's not Superman. Superman finally finds what the press is calling Bizarro, as Lois Lane knows it's not Superman. There's a final confrontation in Metropolis. Bizarro has opposite powers of Clark, such as fire breath and cold ray vision. Superman blocks the fire-breathing breath with his cold breath. The two titans damage the city. Luthor has his men intrude the clash. They have kryptonite bullets. Superman is shot and weakened. Bizarro introduces more mayhem as Lois Lane comes to his rescue, taking out the kryptonite. Luthor's men shot Superman again. Superman shoots the kryptonite bullets out of the sky before they are too close to him and uses heat vision. President Luthor rushes towards Superman with a kryptonite knife, and Superman shoots it out of his hand before he is too close to weaken him from using his powers. Seeing the destruction of the city, Superman launches Bizarro up into the air. They are now in space. Superman punches Bizarro clear through the planet Mars. The final confrontation takes place on the asteroid belt. Green kryptonite weakens Clark at one point, but from the nearby debris of Krypton. The fight ends with Bizarro getting crushed by 2 asteroids made up of blue kryptonite sandwiching him. The end credits scene is shot-for-shot or panel-for-panel recreation of the Doomsday storyline teaser, the bony fist punching through the earth. I know that's very well. The last film is the Doomsday storyline minus the Justice League. Lex Luthor tries to assassinate Clark one last time. He fails. Clark finally decides to listen to his father and not risk seeing him again. The final confrontation has a scene with Doomsday continually punching Superman down through the entire planet, past the planet's core. They shoot out the other side of the world with magma trailing. Earthquakes happen and Superman is upset he cannot save everyone. Their fight ends with Doomsday and Superman clocking each other, both dying. Lois Lane weeps, as does the world, cradling him in her loving arms. Lex Luthor shows some sympathy by the end of the film. An international funeral is held in his honor. Superman is buried on the farm next to Pa Kent. Credits roll. Mid-credits of the blonde girl entering the Drab Phantom Zone. It is Kara. She is looking for her father. Jor-El explains his demise. He instructs her to go to Earth as she entered the zone from a Kryptonian outpost on another planet. They leave the zone together. The final end credit scene is for Jor-El crying over his son's grave. Yeah, that's way better than what we got with the Zack Snyder saga.
Damn.
That is, yeah, like what you just read was fucking amazing. Like I want that to happen.
Yeah, man, I really want. I'm kind of depressed now. Fuck. All right, we got one more email from Lime Green Hulk. Kalen Webb, if you have, I will next week. Just shoot me a message. We will talk about our ideas for some trilogies. Maybe I'll sit down and try to write some Spider-Man ideas out or something like that. Because Dion and I wrote Spider-Man 4 about 10 years ago, and it was fucking incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll regurgitate those ideas, Dion.
Are we allowed to create our own superhero?
Sure, I got my own created superhero.
Sweet.
I'm thinking about putting him out. He's very anti-SJW.
Is he called Anti-FJW Man?
Yeah.
No, I'll explain to you. I'll tell you everything off air because I don't want the ideas to get out there and be used before I get to do it. I've only drawn the first page, so. This one comes from Lime Green Hulk. He says, "Hello, bullshitters. Some of you already know, but I wanted to announce that I'm rewriting The Force Awakens, and I decided to give you guys a preview. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, Star Wars, The Force Awakens, the rewrite. It has been 20 years since the destruction of the second Death Star, and a new threat has awoken. It calls itself the First Order. This newly reborn rebellion has won their first battle against the First Order, capturing a First Order officer for interrogation. The sinister Kylo Ren will do anything to destroy the rebellion and unite the galaxy under the biggest threat the galaxy has ever seen. Supreme Leader Snoke." From Black Green Hulk 24. You're hired, dude.
Yeah, he sent me some on Twitter, and I think it was like the first interaction between Kylo and some rebels, and it was actually way more violent than the movie was, and I liked it because it actually showed Kylo Ren with some fucking power and balls, and I really did like it. It was really good.
Balls he does not have.
Yeah,
He's fucking Cucklo Ren for a reason.
Yeah, dude.
Cuck Lauren. All right, let's go over to some of our Patreon questions. This one comes from Ethan Deloach. Patrons, I think some of you forgot to send in questions this week because I'm not seeing any. So I'm going to read this one from Ethan Deloach, then I'll head back over to the Patreon page to see if I missed any. So, I was kind of wondering how you guys felt about video game movies. I know this covers the ground of adaptation, but I was eager to see what you guys had to say, as the first 2 Resident Evil movies are pretty fun films, in my opinion, from what I've watched. And I've always found that some games are better to digest in manga form. By that I mean games like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. I also share the opinion that the trailer for the new Tomb Raider movie looks dumb, and personally speaking, I kind of always thought Tomb Raider never adapted well because it mimicked Indiana Jones too much. I agree with that 100%. On to your question about video game movies. We talked about this last night on the Rogue One commentary. Like, a Halo movie could be awesome. A Gears of War movie could be fucking incredible. I'm okay with video game movies. I guess Mortal Kombat's the best one. And I don't know if that's a compliment or what, but Dion knows how obsessed I was with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you on that because Mortal Kombat was just like you have all the characters there, they're there to fight. Like it's very simple. Like it's a very simple setup. It's a really simple setup, and you show everything we want to see that we've seen in the game. So there's really not a lot to to fuck up or anything, but somehow they have been, the last few years with a lot of video game movies. But yeah, if Halo's done correctly, and it's done, with Weta and them and the way they do things, yeah, it'll be 100% good. Gears of War, I remember you guys pitched it with The Rock as one of the main characters, and that would be entirely fine. The thing is that they need to treat these video game movies like remakes or reboots. Like, treat it like that. Treat it that way, because you're essentially rebooting it into another format, into another medium. If you do it like that, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, and if it's a franchise like a Gears of War or Halo, there's plenty of source material.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty.
Oh, yeah.
Because even with Halo, you've got the 5 games, you got a couple of spin-off games, and then you have a plethora of fucking books.
Oh, definitely.
That are canon. I mean, there's plenty of shit that they could go off of with Halo. Same thing with Gears. So, I mean, they could do it right. I know I would never want a Zelda movie to be made, ever, because I know they could never do it good enough as the games.
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. I feel like you could make a good Zelda movie if you didn't try to incorporate a lot of that. Like, if you treated it like a Lord of the Rings trilogy, where it's like, hey, Link needs to save Zelda, and we don't overcomplicate the story. We basically make it hero rescues the princess. We don't need to do the time travel with Ocarina. Like, if we have to make a Zelda movie, gun to our head, it would be better to take the more linear approach and just include, like, basically a mishmash of all the games and just grab the best elements out for a story. And you can do, like, the Drowning of Hyrule and all that shit. You can talk about the lore and, like, a narration in the beginning. Like, have Morgan Freeman narrate whatever. Actually, I think you need an old
No,
British
Morgan
guy
Freeman
for
makes
this.
everything better.
True. But no, like, you could make a Zelda movie, because the things I like about Zelda aren't the thing other people likes about. Or like
Well,
about
see,
Zelda.
like I think what we
worried
need to do
about.
is just make it simple as possible, because you want to give a ton of fan service, because that game is old as shit and there are a lot of fans of it, but you also want to bring in people who don't know what it is and have them come into the universe, because once you do that and people are invested, they want to.
No. Don't bring in people that don't know what they're talking about. Do not do that.
No.
That's why all these movies fail. That's why all these movies. That's why the 2 Hitmen fucked up, because you have people making the movie who keep bringing in shit that have nothing to do with the games. Like the new Hitman movie is a prime example. Like, this chick is the his creator's daughter, who was made to be a better assassin, who can, like, see things happen before they happen. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Why is that in the movie? That shit ain't in the game. Like, that's the problem with video game movies. They always add shit. That's why.
Well, if you took Gears of War and you kept it, like, strictly the narrative, like, it starts with Marcus Phoenix getting out of jail. You learn about, was it E-Day?
Yes.
And you basically make each movie in the trilogy
like the game. Don't add shit.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, don't add characters.
But the thing is that you have to make but you have to make it, like, enticing enough for people who don't know what it is to want to watch it and want to be a part of it.
No, you don't.
There's not enough. There's not enough money in the people who bought the game to make the budget for the movie and to keep it going.
But the thing is, Nick, the story of Gears of War. Oh, go ahead, Dion.
My bad. But those video games made a lot of money that rival fucking Hollywood budget films.
No,
that's
fine.
So when you
but I'm talking about, like, the actual movie. The movie, let's say $100 million budget, and it's called it's just Gears of War, flat title, Gears of War, whatever. They follow, let's say, the first game, for instance, to a T. They follow that. You have your few celebrity actors. You have, it's a perfect movie in that aspect. But if it's only pandering to the people who have bought the game and who know it, then that's a very small group of people. Yes, they bought the games. Yes, they put money into it. Yes, it's there. But will there be enough money there for there to be a sequel or a trilogy or anything like that? That's my concern.
The thing is, if you making it true to the game doesn't mean you're pandering to the people. The thing is, the story of the game's good already, so don't change it. It's not to appease the people that like the game, but there's no, like, that game. The only reason that's the one I always bring up for video game movies is because the game's really concise. It's like a really short game. The story's good, and then it keeps building upon itself by the third one. and it changes. It's very cinematic itself. That's why, like, if you made a Halo movie, follow the story of Halo. Don't fucking start with Halo 3 and the Flood and include all this shit. Well, the Flood, I think, is in the first game. But my point is, like, don't make it too, like, convoluted. Don't try to make a potpourri of a Halo movie. Like, if you're going to do, like, Gears of War, literally just tell the backstory of E-Day through the thing, and there's a couple action scenes, and it's real basic and simple. Keep it gritty, keep it violent, keep it fun. That'll attract people. We live in a world where we like our gritty, violent action movies. Have George Miller direct it. Make it look like Mad Max Fury Road. There's your Gears of War movie.
That'll work.
And then you get to the sequel, you make it bigger. Maybe you keep George Miller on and you go bigger. You get your big set pieces. You get the giant worm that you have to cut yourself out of. You get all kinds of crazy shit with the second Gears of War movie. And then the third one, you make it emotional. Dom dies, all kinds of crazy shit. And you just finish it out like that. You don't need to try to, like, make all three movies or all three games one movie, because that would just be bad.
Yeah.
And it's no different than making a movie based on a comic book. That's one reason why Marvel is the king on the mountain and DC and 20th Century Fox are following in behind, because it's the same thing. You have a property that you can literally see with your fucking eyeballs. So when you change shit up, like what Brett Ratner did with X-Men 3, the shit gets shat on. Okay, or the same, one reason why DC, like the minor changes, they're not changes made to appease people who don't read comic books. They're just minor changes made to make the story less fucking complicated. So you do the same thing with
more comic booky.
You're right. So you do the same thing you do with a video game. You don't add something to it. You don't bring in elements from the sequel. Like if they were to make a fucking God of War movie, you keep it simple. The dude fucking killed his family. Da-da-da-da-da-da. He wants to kill the God of War. You don't start with him trying to kill all the gods at one fucking time. Keep it crisp and simple and linear.
Yeah.
Because I think these people that make video game movies are so like, how can we recreate the experience of the game?
No, and like that's something they tried doing with Doom like years ago, and they fucked that up.
Ugh.
I still like Doom.
That movie's terrible. Sorry, Rock. The second time I'm going to shit on you tonight.
Yeah, because I mean, like they tried doing the first person thing at the end of it, and I was just like, I remember that was a big pulse, like, oh, first person sequence of the in the movie, it's just like the game. It's like,
and that's another thing. Don't get middle-aged European men to do the movie. it was a French dude who did Hitman. It was a fucking Ukrainian dude or whatever that did Doom. Like, stop. I can't remember the dude's name that did Resident Evil. Don't stop getting.
Oh, Paul Thomas Anderson?
Yeah, stop getting cheap European directors. That's the first thing you fucking do. Stop doing that. Those guys don't play video games. They don't fucking know what the fuck they're talking about in terms of making a movie, and they don't know how to follow the source material. Do not stop with the European dudes. Just cut it out. Just stop.
I don't think Paul Thomas Anderson's European. Yeah, he's American. He's married to... No, wait. There's Paul W.S. Anderson that directed Resident Evil. Sorry.
Okay, I'm about to say. I thought that dude was fucking German.
Paul W.S. Anderson...
German?
Is English.
Oh, okay.
And he's married to Mila Jovovich. So you're right. You said European.
Yeah, so like middle-aged European dudes, like stop it. And don't film them in the Eastern Bloc. I get it. It's cheaper to film. Oh, my God. Stop it. Like, stop doing that.
No, you're right. You're entirely right about that.
It's like, I get it.
Like, if Valerian can get a giant budget, but Gears of War couldn't, that'd be retarded.
Right.
No. And I'm sure, Gears of War has actually made its money. Like, the money's there, just that they have to do it, but they're like, that's...
There was a couple years where Gears of War was the biggest gaming franchise in the world.
It's a good game.
It's over. Oh, God. I didn't play the fourth one, so I can't critique it. But God, the second one's my favorite. But that trilogy was on point the entire time. Mm-hmm. I remember going at midnight for number 2 and number 3.
Yeah,
I was pumped.
2 was the shit, man. 2, I love 2 as well. 3 was fun.
I have a great story about 3.
What's your story?
So I went Black Friday shopping to get 3, and because they were having it at Walmart for like $30 or something crazy like that. So I got there. And it was like a fucking stampede because like there's all these people and they're like waiting for Walmart to say, all right, ready, shoppers, go at 10 o'clock or whatever they do. And so like I'm probably about 12 rows back from the game, like little fucking pallet thing. And so then this like these people brought their kids because they're retarded. So this like 8-year-old girl passes out, like faints because of like, I guess the mass of humanity around her took away all her oxygen or something. So she passes out. These cops come rushing in. They're like, get away, people, get away. You know, blah, blah, blah. There's video game. And about that time you hear, and that's when shit starts flying. You see people like reaching in, grabbing games. Fucking Xbox 360 games are just getting flung across this Walmart. Eventually the pallet gets picked up and just chucked because it was empty. And so I'm like, motherfucker, I got to get the hell out of here. I'm not getting I guess I'm paying full price tomorrow or something. So then I start like maneuvering my way out of here. I see like a DVD rack thing, and so I'm trying to go towards that because it seems pretty emptied out. And about that time, I hear this fucking big gruff bastard who smelled horrible go, "Let me get the fuck out of here!" And like, I turned into his lead blocker because my hand, there was a hand went on the small of my back, and he just fucking used me as a bulldozer through this crowd. And he fucking we got to the end of it. He flung me. I flew and I hit this like DVD thing, and I hit it. And I'm like sitting there with my like arms on top of it, just hanging on it, like kind of like one of those get your breath thing. And I look, and there's just a copy of Gears of War 3 just sitting right there. I was like, oh, damn. I grabbed that thing, and I fucking tucked it under my arm, and I was stiff-arming my way through this mass of people getting the hell out of there. So I got my copy. It was a hell of a time. So
it's karma, Kendo. When you get molested by a large man, you get what you want.
I know. I just wondered what happened to that pallet. Because it's not like it was one of those huge ones that like that fucking groceries come on. It was like one of them smaller like corner deals. Yeah. So, but that thing got picked up and it went airborne.
Well, I feel like I need to come to your house for Black Friday.
Yeah, dude, that was at the Arnold Walmart, man. That was great. Like the Festus one, I've gone there for Black Friday to get like Halo Reach, and there was like nobody there. There was like a handful of people all standing with their hands on like the 3 TVs that were available. They fought over them, but it happened.
I'm thinking this Thanksgiving I'm going to be standing in line at Best Buy again.
Yeah.
It won't be the first time I've done it, but hey, I really want a computer and some other things.
That was my first experience with the Black Friday, and I've wanted to go back specifically just to see the violence.
Whenever I've gone, I've never seen violence ever. It's always just been like really calm people walking around.
Well, no one ever fucks around with me, so
yeah,
it's just like
dude, the chaos and the disorder is the best part. I love seeing people like fucking come to blows to save $15 on like a Blu-ray pack.
Yeah, something that came out on a Blu-ray like at the beginning of the year, and they just can't sell it, so they're just like it's like $2 now or something or whatever.
You laugh about that, but I picked up The Evil Dead 1 for $1.99 on Blu-ray. I picked up all kinds of good. I got Civil War for I think it was $7.99 last Black Friday,
dude.
Like they had good
the
stuff.
best part is where Camp Kendo is. That Walmart there, like the Black Friday stuff, they will have a bunch of people there for like the cheap TVs and a few things. But if you go at like noon, 1, 2 o'clock the next day, there's still plenty of like DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff there because there's not that many people that show up. They drive the 20 minutes up to like the mall areas for their shit.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, listeners, I'll tell you guys about my Black Friday. I should film my Black Friday exploits.
You should.
I'll live stream me sitting outside of a Best Buy.
Oh my god.
Yep. Hour 1. Hour 2.
No, yeah, just film the whole thing, and we'll put it. You can make a video of it later.
Yeah.
Jeff, was it worth it? Goddamn right. All right, so let's jump to YouTube real quick. I'll read a couple comments, and we'll put this baby to bed because we're at a good time. So, last week's episode was episode 91 of World Class Bullshitters. Because it had Star Wars in the image, it got a fuckload of views. So thanks to all 4,659 of you that have watched this video.
Hey.
Hopefully at least 1,000 watched this week's show because we don't talk about Star Wars.
Thank God.
Okay, so let's see. First off, a very special shout out to Brian Lape again. He is our timekeeper. Brian, thank you. You've saved me because when I do the timestamps, it'll be like news, main feature, fan mail. Brian Lape goes into excruciating detail. I think he gave us 30 timestamps.
Thanks, Brian. We love you.
You're still anus.
Listeners. Yeah, Lape is still anus. But what you need to do, listeners, is if you appreciate Brian Lape's contributions to the channel, head over to the Brian Lape channel. Search Brain Muffin, watch his beer reviews. That dude will make you know so much about beer you won't even want to drink it anymore. You're like, huh.
And listen to him on the fan cast.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let's see. Neil Ganty. A lot of The Last Jedi marketing is very much like The Force Awakens without the added nostalgia. And I'm going to be honest. I'm liking the marketing for The Last Jedi. I cannot rely on cheap nostalgia to grab people. And while I love Rian Johnson, I pray that Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy didn't coerce him into doing Empire Strikes Back 2.0, because that will legitimately make me sad, especially given how the new Blade Runner movie manages to be a great sequel/continuation. But I do have faith that Lucasfilm has learned their lesson with The Last Jedi, because if not, then this franchise is going to suffer quite a bit in terms of continued interest outside of the hardcore fans, and that comes from Neil Ganty. I can't say I love... You know what? I do love how it's marketed, because I don't see shit for it. You know, it's like, hey, it's coming out in December. That's it. There's not a commercial on TV. I don't see a fucking million neck-bearded virgins on the internet crying with capes. Oh my god, the Star Wars trailer. We're home, Chewie. Fuck off. Those people are the worst. But I don't see that for this movie, and that's good for me. I'm happy.
Yeah, but it in a way doesn't give me renewed faith that it's going to be good. It's still going to be shit.
Oh, no, not at all. Disney didn't learn their lesson, Neil, because the last one made money. And what you do is you replicate what you... When you do something successful, you replicate it till people stop giving a fuck. And we got till 2020 of the same old Star Wars shit. Hey, did you like the Star Wars trilogy? Well, here it is again in 2015, 17, and 19. So I'm excited for Empire Strikes Back. That came out in 1980. Atomic Fire 7676. Drunk commentary for the first episode of World Class Bullshitters. Damn. Sure, we can do that.
Oh, God.
That'd be weird for Kendo.
Oh, I've listened to it before.
This one comes from Joel Hastings. Hashtag Miss Joel. Hashtag Dion, wake your black ass up. Hashtag bless these nuts. Hashtag WCBS forever. Oh, Joel. You're a good dude. And Andro Ivankovic. I agree with every flaw you pointed out in The Force Awakens, but I still love the movie, and I'm very excited for The Last Jedi.
Oh,
Let the hate begin. And now the Axeman Gamer is coming to say, same here. So it's funny, like, these people know we hate The Force Awakens, but they still subscribe to the channel, so that's cool. Thank you.
Good job, guys. Still part of the problem.
Tap and die. Jeff, if you throw your cup at the screen, be sure to pick it up and sell it on the site. Call it the official cup Jeff threw at episode 8. Sure, Tap. You know what, Tap and die? I'll throw it at the screen, I'll sign it, and I'll send it to you for free. The Ghost Legend 001. Sorry for my name being so hard to pronounce. Most people just call me Oleg. Well, I'm gonna keep pronouncing your full name till I get it right, because that's how I should do it. Oh, he also says, I listened to the Suicide Squad movie commentary. Boy, was their pain worth it.
We suffer for you
Thank
people.
You.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean by you people?
Take it however the fuck you want it to mean.
Okay.
Wait, what you mean, you people, though, dog?
I mean exactly what it sounds like. You people.
Tokyo Extreme came here to upvote and go listen to the podcast, and I'm all out of upvoting you. That was a good comment.
We have a Patreon you should totally sign up for.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tokyo Extreme may sign up for the page. I don't know his real or her name, so it's funny. I actually have to say his or her now because we have female fans that like the show.
So
Before
weird.
it's like, hey,
So
we're
weird.
all dudes.
Weird.
It's a him. It's a him. Yeah.
Oh, it's so weird.
I like it. I want
Send
more female
nudes.
fans. Yes.
We do have a Snapchat.
I won't change the content
We do have a
ever.
Snapchat.
And a Twitter. Twitter is pretty lackadaisical on
Yeah,
that.
they are.
Nudity
Hell, if
policy.
they're going to start firing off nudes, I'll give them my own personal Snapchat.
No. It has to be the community Snapchat so we can all share it, Kendo. Come on.
Well,
Yeah, this is World Class Bullshitters. We're a community. We're friends. That's how it works.
Y'all like titties?
right. Fine. But ladies, if you do want my own personal Snapchat, just go ahead and just send a message over.
Oh, here we go. Moff Weisskeller. Hey, Jeff, I made a bet with my friends who really support what Disney is doing, and there's a huge Abrams fan, that The Last Jedi won't make as much money as The Force Awakens and will drop off after opening weekend. Will I be $20 richer after Christmas? Yes, you will.
Oh, man.
Because this movie's making 20% less.
Jeez. Yeah, I really want to see that drop off. I'm really like once it happens, it'll be the best year ever.
This comes from Muro with 2 U's, so I'm not drunk or retarded. If you like making fun of Screen Junkies, go take a look at the series titled The Nerd Crew, which is spoofed by Red Letter Media. Oh, I've already seen it, and I turned it off. Not that I'm mad at your comment, but I don't like them anymore. They're just... I think they've become what they hate. Damn, that girl almost got hit. They've become what they hate, and that... I don't know. I just don't... Like, I watched their Force Awakens review, and they seemed so excited about the movie. Unless I missed the end joke or something. But from what I remember, they loved it so much, and I'm like, how can you guys like this shit, but then constantly shit on everything else? It just seemed disingenuous, like they drank the Kool-Aid, so...
They shit on Transformers, but then they like The Force Awakens.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
But, you know, I did see that, and I get what they're doing. That is a problem. I respect the sentiment, because those people that they're spoofing are a problem with all of entertainment. They're sycophantic people. They just want, you know, oh, if I kiss this company's ass, they'll let me see the movie early and I can get a bunch of YouTube views. Like, whatever. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, if a company's like, hey, check out our movie early, you know I'm going to. But I'm not going to sit and say, hey, I love 20th Century Fox. Everything they've ever done is fantastic. Let me see Deadpool 2 a month in advance. No, I'm not Jeremy Jahns. I'm not a fucking sellout like Chris Stuckman. The Orange Road. Justice League cartoon had the best theme song in the history of theme songs. It was good.
It wasn't the best.
I mean,
it was good.
Yeah, the X-Men animated series theme song kicks the shit out of the Justice League theme song.
Yep. Just Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's
is better too.
Which Spider-Man? Because now we're like, I can think of most Spider-Man themes are better than that.
Well, obviously I'd say the original cartoon, but the 94 one is even better.
Yeah, the 94 one's got a fucking kick-ass guitar.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Joe Perry. Let's see. Claff 1643 said excellent Trading Places reference. One of our other listeners got the Trading Places reference within the first day and then quoted another Trading Places reference. Oh, where are you at?
Which is available on Netflix right now.
Yeah, we should do a commentary for that drunk dude.
Do it. I want in.
It was the Dukes.
You're wearing lederhosen.
Well, Dallas Star got the reference, and he said you're a dead man, Valentine, so he got that right away. But somebody else got the one about PCP Angel Dust, and they like right away. Where's that? Oh my god! This will be the final comment as soon as I find it, because it was awesome, and I laughed my ass off.
Is it the die, Phil, die comment?
I wish.
Somebody want Phil to die?
Some guy named Danny Rural RVLR says, die, Phil, die. Or did Phil die, sorry.
Oh, did Phil? No! Wow, that guy... It went from dark to whatever. Christopher Littleton asked me if Phil died today on Facebook.
No, the thing is that the requirement to be a bullshitter now is you have to have both your feet, so...
Yeah, he's only got one leg to stand on.
God damn it! Who posted that shit about Angel Dust? Listen, if you tell me who you are, I will fucking give you a shout out next week. That was awesome. Oh, by the way, Evil Renaissance says we should watch Food Fight. Sure, we'll watch Food Fight.
I love that movie.
Yeah, no, you don't, Dion. You don't know what she's talking about. It's like the CGI, the poorly CGI movie with the dog that dresses up like Indiana Jones.
Yes,
it's got Charlie the Circus Tuna.
Where it was like it had a crazy ass budget, but it looks like it's a shitty PS1 movie.
Yeah, I love PS1 rendered cutscenes. I thought they were so amazing in 1996.
Fuck yeah, I want to watch that movie.
Yeah. All right, so this has been episode 92 of World Class Bullshitters. If you liked this episode, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that bell notification because we'd like to let you know when all the new content comes up. This weekend, there will be another Schlocktoberfest trunk commentary available for your consumption. 500 of you have listened to this, most recent one for VHS 2, and it's been awesome because normally our commentaries get like 100 views. So already 5 times that amount thanks to the channel growing. So thanks for the 500 of you that have watched it. Schlocktoberfest is back. It's different this year, but there's a Schlocktoberfest playlist that you guys can go back and check out. There were 31 days of unimaginable terror last year. 2 were taken down for copyright strikes, and if you're a patron, those 2 videos will be back up especially for you in the near future. Again, we have The Force Awakens, Shitbusters, Rogue One, and the Suicide Squad commentaries available for you guys over there, so check it out, listen to them. They're a lot of fun. I do my best to edit the audio even cleaner than over on here, so enjoy that. And, Nick, tell us about Saturday.
Saturday, I am doing the kickoff for the Franken Thug Indiegogo. It'll be from 9 to midnight. It'll be on the production company that I work for, A Buck Short Productions. It'll be on their Facebook page, their hopefully Instagram, and their YouTube. Links will be posted on all of the WCBS stuff across the board. So as long as you're following us, you will find it. You can watch me and become slowly a drunk idiot and get white girl wasted on live on the internet. Ooh. Yeah, so I know what Dion's doing Saturday then.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be in town. He'll be white girl wasted by noon.
Yeah, and it's Michigan State game is on Saturday night, so I'm getting fucked up.
Go Wolverines!
Oh, God.
Oh my God. We may get into a fight with each other just for the fun
I
of
just
it.
imagine you guys are gonna watch it every now and again, and you're gonna send me horrible messages to read on it.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh my God! Now that I know that's a possibility,
God damn it.
tell me when you're live. I'm
Exactly
sending you
what the
random
fuck
shit
we're
to
doing.
say.
That's happening. I know.
I'm sending you inappropriate photos.
That's how my Saturday nights go.
All kinds of shit. Listeners, if you love world-class bullshitters, make sure you listen to or find the Buck Short production stuff, because it's going to be awesome. It's going to help support Nick's movie. I got a setup with Richard Tanner, the guy that's making the movie, so that'll be coming to the channel next week. So be on the lookout for that. Nick, are you going to be on that with us?
If I am free when you are doing it, I would like to be, but I mean, it all depends on timing and stuff, man.
Well, it's Monday. He wants to do it Monday. That's when he said he was off work.
Well, yeah, but if it's earlier in the day and I'm at work, I will not be able to do that, so we'll figure it out.
Oh, it'll probably be at night, because I'm just going to be getting home from Michigan early in the day. So I'll let you know. We'll talk about that off air. But if you're a big fan of this channel and you haven't already, check out our Patreon page. Tons of great stuff. Really helps support the channel.
Help Jeff get a better computer to run this podcast even better.
Yeah, and as soon as I get that better computer, I'm going to start doing videos. So you'll get... I'm not saying you're going to get top 10 videos like Watch Mojo or any of those sellouts, but you'll get some cool stuff. I've been working on some content, and the bigger we grow, the more we can fund the shit. Because like I said, I've come up with a couple cool parody skits and some shit, and we're actually making a real movie. Nick has a professional grade camera. All this shit's actually happening. We're not just blowing hot up your air up your ass. So even though we only have 6,400 subscribers, we're going to make a real movie and do all these real things. Because why not? We're having too much fun to not do it. So you can help get in on the ground floor with Patreon. We'll always appreciate your content.
Oops, sorry.
I guess the football game is really pissing off Dion. Are you a Buccaneers fan, Dion? Did he miss that again?
He missed 3 tonight. He's missed 3.
I don't even like sports, and I'm watching this game, and I'm like, God damn. No wonder the New England Patriots win all their fucking games, because they play teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This guy's fired in the fucking morning.
Oh, he's gone. He's done. He is fucking done.
Fuck him. Anyway, I've been your host, Jeff Hicks.
I'm the man with the plan, the original Tan, and if you remember anything, remember that one time that everybody got fucked up on PCP on the set of Titanic. Fuck you, James Cameron.
Oh, God. I've been your friendly neighborhood Samoan, and I'm glad that Dion didn't fall asleep.
Me too.
I'm Kendo Slice, the best bang since the big one.
That's pretty good.
All right, listeners, if you're on iTunes, Podbean, or Stitcher Radio, I'm going to play you out with a Tom Petty song that I actually like.